About to go live? Drew, don't talk about it. Be about it. Just go live already.
We're on it. This is it.
You don't say.
I bet all the money everybody else has. We are live.
8:03. Not bad, Drew. I'll give you that. We're getting better. We are getting better.
Well, we crammed a lot in the last 20 minutes. That's for sure.
We did. We did.
A lot of videos.
All right. You don't say. All right. Welcome back to the Tier 1 podcast. We are live. This is your regularly scheduled podcast, first Thursday of every month, which we have completely lied about that because we've been knocking out Thursday night podcasts and of course the random one we did when this war kicked off. So,
we've been having fun doing it.
I love them. I love them. It's a full house. We have so many people here. Actually, there's a watch party in the garage. You guys would have seen it if you'd have caught us on Instagram Live at Tier 1 Podcast. But with us today, we have Donnie Nayiri. Grew up in Tehran, born in Iran, grew up there, came over to the States, and ended up serving our U.S. Navy for 22 years.
Yeah, boy.
How cool is that? Where'd you fly in from? Where'd you fly in from?
California.
And then flew in from California to come in here. It was that important to him to give you guys a perspective on his life. I love it. Thank you so much. Over on the couch, we got Magnet, as always, and we have a familiar face. Hasn't been here a little bit. He used to come to the old podcast, and he is here. We got Jason with us. Jason, the electrician, cage fighter, and roller skate?
Yes.
Is that what you said? You roller skate?
Real estate.
Real estate.
Yes.
And real estate. I apologize. Big sounds similar, very different. And as always, we got Drew over there behind the computer making it all happen. I'm excited about this one. We got a war update. We got a lot of stuff to cover. Let's go. Hey, before the fun begins, and it will be fun, I promise you, it's fun every time. There is something that we have to do. Drew, can you, again, now that you can see their faces and it's important to put a face
There they are.
to their names.
Yep.
Sergeant Cody, Sergeant First Class Titans, Sergeant First Class Amor, and Captain Cody Cork. Moment of silence for him. Drew, give us a quick prayer.
Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for who you are, Lord. We thank you for the sacrifice of Christ. And Lord, that's why people like this do sacrifice, because we're made in your image. We thank you so much for their service. We thank you for their families. We thank you for the moms and dads that raised them to be the men and women that they are. Lord, we pray that you would replace them with patriots. Lord, give their families peace tonight. And Lord, I pray that their sacrifice is not in vain, and to your glory it all be, and Lord, that you would bless America with their sacrifice. We pray in the name of Jesus, amen.
Amen.
Right. God bless America.
Brent,
Here we go.
may I say something?
The last one's getting edited. Donnie, you can absolutely say something. What do you got?
I would like to offer my deepest condolences and sympathies on behalf of all Iranians around the world. And I just want to let the families know that your sons and daughters gave their lives with the ultimate sacrifice. They paid with the ultimate sacrifice to free 85 million Iranians that have been taken hostage by this monstrous regime for 47 years.
Yeah.
They will never be forgotten by the Iranians, and they will go in the annals of Iranian history as heroes. We honor them.
I love that. I hope so. And I do. I believe that's true. I hope, in a weird way, the same way the Europeans have done a great job of forgetting. They've done a great job of remembering and not forgetting the American blood that was shed on their soil and in their cause. That they've really kind of shown the world what remembrance looks like, and I hope Iran follows in their footsteps.
Absolutely.
And if the Iranian people get in control, I believe they will. I believe they will. I think President Trump said it best. Stay inside for right now. Let us do this work, but at some point,
Be ready.
Be ready. It is your job. It's your opportunity. To be honest with you, I don't want boots on the ground. I don't think it's necessary. I don't think it's good.
We don't need it. He has 85 million. Well, let me say this. Maybe not the entire 85 million, but
right. But there's a
90% of them. They are ready. They proved that in January when they came out in millions and they got mowed down.
Yeah,
they're
haven't
waiting.
forgotten that, have they?
No way.
No way. Yeah, I think they know the time is now, and they're waiting for their opportunity, and I hope so, and I believe they are. We're going to talk more about that without a doubt. There's other news that we want to cover. There are other casualties, and there's two more. Jasmine Crockett and Dan Crenshaw. Unfortunately, they've seen.
There it is.
I can talk through it anyway.
Okay, there it is.
The fact that Jasmine Crockett even got elected in the first place is pretty embarrassing for the American people. I don't say the same thing about Dan Crenshaw. People are going to hate me for that all they want. But almost everyone's had the same, I think, the same attitude towards that, man, he really let us down. Feel like he came in strong, and wow, he is a completely different person than he was when he first showed up to the political scene. But he's done too. They didn't even make it through their primaries. I'm telling you, I just have a good feeling. Like you have to pay the political price. When you don't represent the American people well, you have to pay the price at the polls. I don't want political violence. I don't want rude people. I don't want rioting in the street or even protests. Your protest is your vote at the voting booth, and the American people did it. They're both out. We got a lot more to get rid of. I can't believe, unfortunately, Jasmine, it can't get any worse. It really can't. But I don't think they exactly did a whole lot better. Drew, let's go to the first video. Let's see who exactly they voted in.
I'll talk noise, and then you're out of control. Because if I come and talk shit about her,
just because someone has committed a crime, it doesn't make them a criminal.
I'm tripping, I'm slapping, I'm
This one, of course, I got to talk over it because the music's going to be an issue.
Yes, goodbye and good
as a politician. It just is. Keep going, Drew.
riddance, you race baiting, in need of anger management classes, utter moron. And yet, right on cue, here are the lefty meltdowns about it.
This is not America!
No, this is America.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm so upset.
Votes count.
I
That's what's great about
cannot
America.
believe this is
Couldn't
happening
be
to our
any more
country.
American. actually.
Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves
Be
coming to
ashamed of
Abbott.
yourself.
All y'all. Shame.
What?
Shame. Shame
for
on
what?
you
For
guys.
voting?
This is ridiculous. You're going to do whatever
That's
you
not the
can.
America you want. Right. Exactly.
Well, at least Jasmine has one fan at least. And have a listen to the guy who's actually won that race, James Tallarico. Is this seriously the best the Dems could come up with?
is both masculine and feminine and everything in between.
This guy.
God is non-binary.
Right.
At least
God
I
is
can clearly
non-binary.
understand
Okay,
what-
then. And it doesn't end there. In fact, he may even be worse than Crockett.
Trans children are God's children, made in God's own image. There's nothing wrong with them. Nothing at all. They are perfect.
Nope.
They are beautiful.
They are.
And they are sacred.
So
I mean, this is truly sick.
Here's the problem with that. In a weird way, both things he said are a half truth, but it's the intent behind why he said it. Is God non-binary, Drew?
Is he non-binary?
Yeah.
No. He's masculine.
He's masculine.
Yep.
But he's masculine by definition.
Well, that's just how he reveals himself.
That's right.
As masculine. That's all I can go by is what the Bible says.
Are God's children, are trans children God's children?
No.
Well,
No.
they're not.
No. No, the children of God are those who are adopted through Christ Jesus.
I know. I don't believe that's not the terminology he's using. About innocent children. He's talking about how beautiful they are, and
they're created. They have value because they're created in the image of God. They're valuable people. They're significant people, but they are affected by the fall of man, and that's why they've lost their way.
Right. So if you just clip the beginning of him describing the children, he's right, but he's trying to describe them in a way that at the end justifies there's nothing wrong with them.
Right.
And if you really want to split hairs, he's probably right. There's nothing wrong with them. It's their parents. It's been proven time and time again that parents make their kids trans. No one comes out of the womb confused about it until their parents or people with influence start putting that in their head.
Yep.
I don't know who that girl was in Sky News, but man, I like her. She is about it.
My favorite is that Persian girl. I never remember her name, but she has this Australian accent, and
Every time.
Gosh, I love that girl. She's a straight shooter.
It's on other news. We get the super chats here in just a second. Big news actually coming down. It is day 6, and it's been leaked to me of a surrender. You're hearing it here first. Day 6 between Iran and the USA, and the French are considering surrendering. That's right.
Always.
So we already have talks of surrender. The problem is France. Don't worry, it's not your war. It's not your war, guys. You can.
You're okay.
You can put the white flag back in.
Again.
We
just France taking strays. Yeah, it's just an easy punching bag, you know.
We appreciate y'all's consistency.
Back to the war. Day 6. The old Ayatollah Khomeini, he is dead. The irony, one of my favorite memes from this is Chance death to America for 40 plus years dies on day 1 of the war. I mean, if that's not irony. Chance, bring it on. Chance burns the flag, talks of all that trash for 40 years, doesn't live through the first day of the war.
I had told you not to do that.
Oh, Drew. Oh, hold on. We got to go back. Are you telling me you don't have any puns for Dan Crenshaw? Like,
everybody's already taken them.
Okay. I mean,
a lot of puns.
Yeah. The old, the easy ones. You got to.
Dan Crenshaw. Cringe.
I know. I don't.
There's other ones.
When he lost that primary, I don't think he saw it coming.
No, he's blindsided.
He got blindsided.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah. We're gonna hit that low hanging fruit.
We'll see you later, Dan.
You gotta
give us time. We'll patch this one up good.
You gotta keep both eyes out for your competition. You know.
That's it.
Gosh.
Eyes on target.
All right. You reminded me I had to go back to that one. The new Ayatollah. I got to look at his stupid name here. It's like I can't read my own handwriting. Ali Reza Al-Rifi. Does that sound about right? Donnie, do you know who he is?
Yes, but that's they are going to name his son. His name is Mojtaba Khamenei, and they're going to announce it any day. But they already know that the IRGC is basically forcing the Council of Guardians to name his son as the new supreme leader, because the other guy you're talking about is already dead.
I was about to say they're gonna have to, because it's not confirmed, and I've said it before. I'm hesitant sometimes about what Trump puts out. Just being honest, until it gets verified from the other side or from someone else, I just feel like he's quick to put things out. So Iran did obviously confirm Khomeini was dead, but they haven't confirmed this death yet that I know of.
Now, Khomeini was the original Ayatollah. Khamenei is the guy that they just killed. I know.
Did I put the emphasis on the wrong syllable?
Yeah, well, it sounds very similar, but the original monster was Khomeini.
Okay.
This monster was Khamenei.
I'm going to screw that up every time. We're just going to call him... no, keep it G. We're just going to call it jerk number 2.
There you go.
Jerk number 1, dead. Jerk number 2, dead. And about to be jerk number 3. I believe he's dead. At what point, especially if they're going to name his son, where his son's like, no, I'm good. No, you don't have to name me. I'm good. Like, at some point, just don't take the reins. And I've always preached this about terrorism. You can't stop terrorism with slow wins over a period of time. You have to strike, and you have to strike often. You have to strike so often and so hard that the next person up says, that's a death sentence.
The shovel analogy.
The old shovel analogy. Exactly. Don't pick up that shovel. Yeah. So I believe we're probably at a point now where his son's like, I don't want to pick up that shovel. But if he's dumb enough to, he'll be dead too. And no one, we're really close to no one wanting to pick up that shovel. And I am looking forward to it. Here's what's crazy. This is absolutely crazy. So jerk number 2, and his name is pronounced
Khamenei.
That's what I was going to say. Thank you. I was just making sure you still know how to say it. The Washington Post. You got to love those guys. Let me tell you how they described this jerk. With his bushy white beard and easy smile, Ayatollah Khamenei. Nailed
there
it.
You go.
Cut a more avuncular figure in public than his perpetually scowling but much more revered mentor. And he was known to be fond of Persian poetry and classic Western novels, especially Victor Hugo's Les Miserables. It just goes on, fawning over this guy, as if the Washington Post forgot that he was an evil dictator that killed tens of thousands of his own people and killed thousands of Americans. They just forgot. It's
sickening.
It is sickening. And there's an Instagram reel of if they're going to be consistent, the Washington Post, why don't you just go ahead and describe every dictator that way?
You know what else he loved?
Instagram, Drew. Yep.
Little boys.
An Austrian-born public servant and amateur artist passed away quietly in Berlin due to a self-inflicted wound. A mustachioed, avuncular team builder known for his commitment to workforce relocation initiatives and surprise performance reviews. A visionary agricultural reformer who popularized the Zhongshan suit. A career palace advisor who briefly streamlined Agrabah's leadership through hypnotic negotiations. A passionate advocate for organizational efficiency within the Galactic Empire. An ambitious alumnus of Hogwarts who pursued innovative soul fragmentation strategies and led a passionate pure-blood advocacy group. An Austrian-born public servant and amateur artist passed away quietly in Berlin.
Drew, it's replaying. I love how, be consistent. Be consistent. Go ahead and describe Hitler like that. Go ahead and describe Mussolini like that. Just let's talk about how great and kind Genghis Khan was. I mean, it's not that far off. If he'd have got the chance, he would have been that evil. He just didn't have the chance or the resources to.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But he was definitely that evil within his own borders to what he could control.
That's why I always said we don't even know the fraction of the atrocities he has committed. I mean, I've brought some footages. I'm sure you guys are going to
and we're going to Yep.
But
and we will play that after the break. By the way, I haven't forgot that we're giving something away tonight. I haven't forgot about it, but you guys are going to have to wait a little bit longer to see who won that. I know who won it. All right, Drew, let's go to some super chats. Waited long enough.
All right,
let's see what the boys got to say.
Zuby says, do you think Israel or AIPAC and even the private donors are strong-arming us into another war? Can you give us your perspective on some positive outcomes and some negative ones based on what you see unfolding right now?
That's a fair question. No one should ever be upset at questions. I'll refer back to my, and scroll down just so I can see it, make sure I hit all the points. No, they're not strong arming us. Again, I went through the history of this. We should have done this in the Iranian hostage situation. We should have done this in '83 when Hezbollah, an Iranian-backed terrorist group, killed 241 service members. We should have done this as recent as the GWAT, or as Drew calls it, the GWAT, and killed and maimed thousands of our troops. So right off the bat, no one had to strong arm us into that. Did you guys forget that they killed thousands and took the legs off of our service members
and faces
and the arms off of our service members with the IEDs that they supplied our enemies? Did you guys forget about that? Because I haven't.
And the assassination on our president.
They tried to assassinate our president. They tried to assassinate several high-ranking members within the administration. So I haven't forgot about that. Maybe you guys need to see more pictures of our soldiers maimed for you guys to remember. Iran was a huge part of that. It's just, it's insane. And I'm not mad at you for asking the question when I say it's insane.
But that's the story, Brent. You're doing the job of the mainstream media. I mean, that's the context. The mainstream media in America should be given Americans, but they don't, because the context puts Trump in a good light, and they can't have that.
I know, and people, but he's bringing and again, I'm not mad at you about it, Zuby. He's bringing the Jewish spin to it. The Jews can't be behind everything. They killed Americans. That's an American problem. We should have done it a long time ago. And now guess what? Iran's biggest export is terrorism. Not anymore. What's another positive thing about it? Between Venezuela and Iran, we just took 70% of China's oil imports from foreign countries off the map.
Bingo.
Let me tell you.
Yeah, we did.
If you don't think this is true, or if you haven't thought about this, you're not thinking clearly. China has a long-term plan to be the #1 player in the world. And the only way that they can rule this world is with a weak America. They have a plan to weaken and take over America or destroy America. It's not in the next 5 years. It's not in the 10 years. They're playing a long game. We just set back their plans another 100 years. So yeah, I can tell you all sorts of good things that come from this.
Brent, another reason why it can't be Israel is because they've been creating 100 ballistic missiles a month in Iran. 100 ballistic missiles in a month. They've been mobilizing those missiles in strategic places to where they could easily reach American bases in the region, and that is not an Israeli. I mean, of course, Israel is always in some type of danger from that situation, but so is America. We're the big Satan; they're the little Satan. It's not about the little Satan because the little Satan can't be much without the big Satan.
How many times do you want a country to say death to America before you take them serious?
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. Look, guys, from somebody that grew up there, I went to their schools. I grew up there. So believe me when I tell you, it's not a slogan, okay?
Right.
The ideology that these people have, they really believe it. You can't reason with ideology. You can't make it deal with ideology because that's what they believe in their core.
Yeah.
You can't change that. The only way to change it is cut the cancer out.
Yeah, exactly. Cut the cancer out. And then, I want to say re-educate, but start a true, and it is a re-educating. It just doesn't sound very good. But then let them actually find out who's good in the world and who's bad in the world. And it's not us. We're not the bad guys.
But you know the crazy thing is, Brent, 90% of the Iranians don't believe that. Okay, I'm going to give you a perfect example. When we were kids, they used to put the American flags down and we were forced to walk on the American flags. As far as I remember, myself and every friend that I had, we used to skip over it. We refused to walk over it. There is a footage. There is a footage that leaked on, I think it's on Instagram, on YouTube. They did the same thing on universities, and there is a CCTV that shows the American and the Israeli flag right at the entrance of the Tehran University, and nobody walks over the American flag. They either go around it or they jump over it.
I love
because people, Iranian people, they love America. This government does not represent the Iranian people. We don't know who these people are.
Yeah.
They just came and invaded Iran. They're not the Iranian people. This is the message that I wanted to bring to your show. The Iranian people are not this. They're 100% opposite of what these monsters believe.
You know, you'd be too young for this, but I'm sure you've heard about it. Looking at pictures from the 60s and 70s in Iran before the Ayatollahs took over, it's crazy. It looks like it's very Western. You know, it looks like there's bars, there's people having a good time.
Absolutely.
The universities are full. It just looks like another normal city. And as soon as they took over, it's what Islam did, what Islam does. And this is actually a point I want to make. For people to focus, just laser focus on Israel being the problem. Again, if I have an opinion, I have to back it up. I'm not here. Save your 7K comment. I'm just giving you the reality of it. This is all I know. Do I think the Jews are perfect? No, absolutely not. Do I fully understand everything that they may have their hands in? I don't. I know. Let me tell you what I do know. I know when Islam took over Iran, it turned into that. I see Islam everywhere it goes. It's the problem. It's the problem in Palestine. It's the problem right now in the UK. It's the problem in Germany. It's the problem in France. Those are the active shooter in Texas that just happened. The more Islamified Minneapolis gets, we got some problems over there. And everyone wants to just sit here and tell me how bad the Jews are. I'm not telling you they're great, but I'm telling you right now, our 50-meter problem is Islam and Muslims. Everywhere they go, they're a cancer.
Absolutely. And Brent, you know, I promised myself before I came here, I said everything that I'm going to talk about on this show, just like you said, it has to be factual. because I know a lot of people are watching this, and whether I want it or not, I'm representing the Iranian people on your show right now. So
thank you, Donnie.
Yes, sir. Everything I want to tell you is factual, and I've brought evidence and historical evidence and videos and everything. But back to my point, right after 9/11, the day after 9/11, if you look at Al Jazeera, if you can pull it up on YouTube, every single country in Middle East was out on the street celebrating. There were only 2 countries in the Middle East that didn't do that. One obviously was Israel. And the number 2 country, guess who that was?
Was it Iran?
It was Iran. The very next day, the government told them, don't do this. They said, if you guys come out, because the world got out that the Iranian people were going to come out and have candlelight vigils for the victims of 9/11. And people came out in hundreds of thousands against the government, and they held the candlelight vigils while the entire Middle East, our supposed allies, were out there celebrating.
Yeah, celebrating.
I think one of the craziest thing Iran's doing right now, saw this on a clip, and it was a comedian. It's just so true. Everyone's either been in a bar fight and seen a bar fight. Let me tell you, Iran's in a 2-on-1 bar fight right now, and they're not doing well. If anyone finds himself in this position in a bar fight, let me tell you what not to do. Look at literally everyone around and just start throwing random punches at literally everyone at the bar. I don't know what Iran's game plan is, but they're like, I'm getting my butt kicked by these 2 countries, and I'm going to throw punches at this dude and that dude and hit him in the kneecap. I think you only got so much bandwidth, Iran. I think you might want to save it for the people attacking you and stop sending missiles. It's like a death onion blossom. We're just missiles everywhere. Missiles everywhere into everyone. You get a missile, you get a missile, you get a missile. I don't know how that's going to play out for him, but I don't know who's up there with the launch control systems, but they're like, just send it.
See, the problem is, Brent, you are thinking about this rationally. These are not rational people. They don't have a plan. They are very uneducated, even their officer corps. This is not the 1979 where the King Mohammad Reza Pahlavi was sending all his officers to be trained here.
Yeah.
There's none of that right now. So they are very backwards. They're like cavemen. So when me and you look at this situation, we think about it rationally. Yeah. They don't. They only think about it ideologically.
Yeah.
That's it.
Right. You're absolutely right about that. Just go back to Super Chats, see what we got.
All right, JoJo, thanks for the love, man. Ryan says, will y'all be at Space Coast Range Day again? Man, we wish. Last year was a lot of fun, and if anybody has a chance to go to Space Coast Range Day, so it's a lot of fun, man. Helicopters and gun shooting, it's awesome. But we just don't have the time. Wish could be there. Glaucoma says, Glaucoma. I know Nate is your friend, but dang, dude is losing his mind. Shameful. I agree with your stance on this Iran operation. Also happy to see Crenshaw getting fired.
Yeah, here's the thing. Me and Nate disagree about this, but you know what? Me and Nate agree about David Crenshaw. And I haven't talked to him about Jasmine Crockett, but I'm gonna go out on a limb and say we agree on that. So I get it. Friends aren't going to agree on everything, nor do we have to.
We got Glaucoma back in. It says, moment of silence for the brave servicemen and women.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Griffith Girl, enjoy your podcast. Been a fan from day one.
Oh, thank you. You know, Griffith Girl, I'm assuming you're a girl. I was looking at our analytics the other day, and we are 98.5% male with our audience, 1.5. And then I was thinking with like 35,000 followers, and what ends up being, That's a pretty low follower number for our view hours. We did almost 2 million view hours last month. So 1.5 of that's pretty big. I don't know where all these girls are, but I'm surprised we even had 1.5 is what I'm trying to say. I was like, at first I was like, oh, that sounds. Then I was like, hold on, 1.5 actually sounds high. Where's I think it's their boyfriends watching from their girls' accounts. Yeah.
Let's see. Glaucoma says Sky News have been really based for a long time or biased.
Maybe
based.
Well, I'm guessing based.
Based.
The clip we just played today seemed pretty based.
All right.
But I don't watch them a lot, so I can't weigh in a whole lot.
Brand Black, maybe the real Operation Epic Fury were the friends we made along the way.
Max, gosh.
Man, getting in there, Max. All right. Kenneth, Brent and Drew, y'all have a great weekend.
Such a baby.
Who won the special rifle, or will that be announced on Patreon?
Nice.
Also, nice, Drew, can we go a week without messing up? Well, I know who's not winning it.
Who was that? No, we are announcing it at the end of the show. It will be told. And if you stick around to the end, not only will I tell you who won this one, I'm going to tell you what the next giveaway is, and I'm really excited about that.
Is it just the super chats from tonight or all the other previous episodes?
Nope, just tonight.
Oh, that sucks. Where's my phone?
Let's see. Brand Black says maybe the real. Oh, nope, or did that. Okay, Right Wing Nut says God made man in his image. He made Eve from a rib. And Truth in the Dark.
All right. I don't want to go too much off this, but it's between some technical difficulties and losing some of our countrymen and the seriousness of our debate. I think it's time for a comedic timeout. Should go to Instagram. God made man in his image. This is one right there. God made there. Let's just send it. It just reminded me of it.
I got a crazy idea. You know how we made one tube for eating and one tube for breathing?
One tube.
We'll cut back on costs. The boss is gonna love it. I'm the boss. What am I talking about? I love it. 8 hours a night, everyone hallucinates like a
motherfucker.
And they lay there unconscious, and it's
normal for some reason.
Oh damn! Looks like we made the men too OP. They can overpower the women at any time.
Make them go bald. That'll be a good in between.
Back to the sleep thing. Make it so if they don't do it, they die, but also make it so some of them
can't do it.
Unless they have like pills or something. I don't know. We'll get to that. So the intended lifespan is 30 years old. So if they ever get over 30 years old somehow, just make them slowly rot away. The knees, the back, migraines.
Just make sure they don't want to live anymore.
Make it so they have to eat food and make poop. But if they poop near the food, everybody dies. Here's a fun one. When they get really tired, they open their mouths really wide and breathe in deeply. We'll call it yawning. Never going to explain to them why they have to do it. I don't even know what I have to do. But they're going to do it. And it's going to be contagious. Write that down. I'm having so much fun.
Make it so sometimes one of their balls turns around. And it's an immediate medical emergency. And they lose one of the balls.
I got a crazy idea. You know how we made...
I had no idea someone was going to talk about God making man in his image. It was a funny clip. We didn't even talk about it before the show. No. I threw it in there, and I'm glad I did. Look at that. That worked out.
What a coincidence.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Veritas Morix says, do you think Thomas Paine was involved with the Venezuela or Iran conflicts?
No, he wasn't.
Or was he kept back to prevent him from becoming the first with 2 Medal of Honors?
From the unit, he'd be the first with 2 Medal of Honors. But no, he was, but no one, Pat. He definitely would have tried to finagle his way on there, but I don't think he was successful.
Boy, the Prussian, we love you, man. Supreme leader of Iran has vacancies. There it is. Excellent. Unlife benefits available immediately. Must have will in place.
Yeah, you take that job. You want to be up to date on your life insurance. You want your will to be updated.
Yeah, pick up the shovel.
No need for updated vaccines. Won't matter.
Just Another 11B says, just call them Pete and repeat.
Oh, Just Another 11B. What's up, brother?
TBD Sear says, here's some beer money, boys. Checking in from an Air Force IRRS. What is that?
I don't know.
At 10 City.
All right.
ERS at 10 City, Alaska. Put 20 for Freebird. Oh.
I can't believe Freebird has never won it. Can you believe that?
Never won it. Has been nominated several times.
Never won it. It's
my favorite. It's my favorite 11-minute song.
Sure. I know, and Jason likes to roller skate to it, I believe. Yes. Or real estate to it. Either one.
Roller skate when he real estates. All right. Wiley Coyote, thanks for the love, my man. What's up, fellas? Looks like YouTube is censoring my super chat. What the heck?
Wiley. That would upset me. Wow. But why not? There's been difficulties, and truly, I don't know why. It's actually not Drew's fault. We did all this before the show, and why it does that, nobody knows.
Super chats are glitchy. They've always been glitchy. People are like, "Hey, what happened to my super?" Nothing.
Last week we had a glitchy episode.
The whole episode.
Yeah, at least it's smooth.
The whole episode. Wiley, if there's something else, just put it in all caps in the regular text, and maybe I'll see it. Jojo Task, I would money to hear Brent microphone Mother by Danzig.
You'll need more than $2, I believe, because Freebird's way ahead of you. But
it's a good start, though,
buddy. It's a good start. I'm going to put it down there.
Greg says, beer money for outro, another one bites the dust.
Oh, and
$30.
And that's why Freebird never wins. It never really gets the momentum that it needs.
It's hard to compete with Queen money. Alabama money versus Queen money. I mean, it's just it's tough. Dwaz says, I bet you didn't know Crenshaw and Crockett lost. You can tell they aren't from the great gunshine state of Florida, and Jerk 3 is leaving the chat.
Okay.
All right. Just had a scuffle with somebody.
This is. I didn't know where I was going to put it in. I didn't even know if I was going to put it in. But random news will sprinkle in here between super chats. So we were going to have some issues in the shipping part of this war because the Strait of Hormuz is a vital supply for oil. Well, there's a British insurance company called Lloyd who pretty much insures all the boats.
Lloyd's of London.
And they didn't cut off insurance, essentially because there's a war going on. And to some degree, I get it. They put basically a war tax on it. Like, all right, if you guys are gonna roll around in this war, there's a greater chance of us losing a ship. Massive insurance hike on them. And again, that doesn't make me a Trumpy, but if he does something good for our country, I'm not upset about it. Trump hears about this. And you know what he does? He goes, you know what? Gotcha. We're going to make a government entity that provides shipping insurance during wartime at a low rate. And we're going to make sure that we don't lose our money because we're going to give you a naval escort to make sure no one messes with you and keeps trade open. What a baller move. That's a good thing.
And the fact
he'll
that
get no credit for it.
Destroyed their navy. They don't have any navy left anymore. So I don't know what they're going to attack.
I know. And people are, again, just the news. They just hate. Oil's up like $80 a barrel. Did they forget under Biden when it was $120?
Yeah. It's still lower than Biden.
Yeah, you're upset that it spiked to 80? Get out of here.
That's awesome.
Turds.
X the mighty Mike X. All right. Thank you guys for what you do. Brent, I respect your choice of pen. That's the same one I used to have in my flight suit pocket.
Oh, yeah. That is a flight suit pen.
Beirut, Lebanon. Semper Fi.
Hell yeah.
I love it, brother.
Thank you, sir.
Wade Hatchett says, have you talked to Nate about this conflict? He seems very much against it and blames Israel. I agree with your statements and believe it should have happened earlier. Thanks from the great state of Texas.
I guess there can be two great states. I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, America's that good.
You know, I actually haven't talked to Nate, and oddly enough, we've talked a couple times in the last week or so, but haven't brought this up. But I will. I'll talk to him about it. He won't agree with me at all, and that's fine. Wouldn't be our first disagreement.
Right wing nut back in again. You don't support Israel. You ain't no Christian. Bible is about the plight of the Jewish people. Jesus was a Jew, like it or not. All right, true statements.
That is a true statement, but and this is what pisses people. You can support them the same way I support Trump. I support Trump, but if Trump does something wrong, you can call it out.
Of course.
There's no blind allegiance to anything other than right.
No.
And that is biblical.
No. I support Israel, but I don't support stupidity either. So
right. But here's the way I look at it, and I love Nate's channel too, and I watch his channel, and let's just take Israel out of the equation. Let's just say Israel was not involved in this thing at all. Look at it this way. Is it in our best national interest, for America's national interest, to get rid of these monsters? And if the answer is yes, then we're doing the right thing.
We used to call them one of the countries on the axis of evil. And I'd never heard one single person before this ever commenting, be like, hey, you really shouldn't have Iran on the axis of evil. They're not that bad. We called them one of the players of the axis of evil. And so you're mad that we called them the axis of evil. They say death to America. We do something about it. And now you have an opinion on it. It just seems to me like people are being easily swayed by other people behind microphones or on a screen rather than logically looking at this.
Look, the fact is, as long as these monsters are there, Middle East will never see peace. Our entire career, at least mine, we spend it in Middle East fighting that war. Do we want the same thing for our children?
Yeah.
As long as Iran is there, if you look at every conflict in the Middle East, they have their hands in it.
They have their hands in it. Exactly. Absolutely. And that goes all the way to the bombing of the USS Cole. They had their hands in it. Again, they're the biggest exporter of terrorism in the world.
So you can't win when people just hate you. Yeah. All right. A lot of the Republican politicians right now, they're saying, look, if we didn't act now and the inevitable took place and we knew about all these, developments of weapons and what they want to do with them, we would get blamed for why didn't you do something earlier, right?
Right.
Also, CNN is blaming, why didn't America get more European countries, coalition assets and stuff working together?
We don't need them.
One, we don't need them. Two, it's hard to do a surprise attack when you got that many idiots working with you. And then three, not the military of those Europeans, but their governments. And then three, you do work with an ally. It happens to be Israel because they're close. They've got the best intelligence. They've got the best military in the neighborhood. And they're used, and now all of a sudden, this is an Israel thing and not an American thing. I mean, if you just even if you took the Bible out of it and you took Christianity out of it, it's a good move. Let it go.
100%.
The world is a better place without Maduro and the Ayatollah.
Yeah,
it
100%.
It is.
Let's see, the town drunk. Oh, we need to hear from him on Thursday Night Live. I know people are mad about this war, but had we dealt with this a long time ago, we wouldn't be here. 100%.
Yep, you got it.
I hate new wars as much as anyone. Agreed. But Iran has been a massive problem for decades.
And again, if we do this correctly, and I believe Trump will, and if he doesn't, I'll call him out on this. If we do this correctly, and this maintains an air campaign, and the people of Iran do their job, this is a win. This is how it should be done. As long as we don't commit ground troops to this and decide to nation build and do the crap that we've made mistakes before, if it stays here, this is a good thing. So I just want to put
as we get the right person in there afterwards.
Yep. Yeah. So I just want to put an asterisk on that. And if it goes wrong, they look back and like, why didn't you say this was a good thing? If it maintains this course, it is a good thing.
Donnie, do you remember the king of Iran?
No,
Do you remember his name?
Yes, Mohammad Reza Shah Pahlavi.
Yeah. I mean, he seemed like a pretty good guy.
He was. I mean, the history.
The country seems to want him.
Absolutely. They want his son back, the crown prince. And we'll talk about it a little bit more. And right now, he's telling the world and he's telling the Iranian people, I don't want to be king. I don't want to be president. I just want to lead you guys through this transition to get rid of these monsters and get you guys to the polls where the people of Iran can go to the polls and have a real election. And whatever you choose, if you choose a constitutional monarchy, then that's what we'll have. If you choose a republic, that's what we'll have. But he has 4 principles that we'll talk about it later.
Okay.
He's the only option the real option that we have that he's dedicated his entire life to freeing Iran.
Love that. Drew, before I forget, can you pull up Elevated Silence on the fly?
Yes, sir.
We got sidetracked a little bit. Hey guys, this episode is brought to you by Elevated Silence. Elevated Silence builds phenomenal products that make life more enjoyable for everyone. Their engineers and product development team work the science of silence. They have cans for everything from 300 Norma to 22 caliber short. Each is finished with a proprietary coating that prevents carbon buildup inside the suppressor. 22s are the exception. They offer every mounting option you could want. The Dura HD 556 gives minimal blowback while still delivering top noise reduction. And now their new 30 cal line and 3D printed titanium is here. Go to elevatedsilence.com. Use promo code Tier1, that's the number 1, for 15% off. Thank you, Drew.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Elevated Silence.
Let's put a pause on that if you can. Well, sure. Let's make fun of me real quick. We'll do one more.
All right. Ryan says, aim low. You can't tourniquet a taint.
You tain't do it. You tain't do it.
Taint it all.
You ain't wrong. This is a little bit of a long clip, but it's so informative. I couldn't trim it out. You want to see how advanced our Navy is? The Maduro raid got a lot of, and this, the flyboys are getting a lot of press, as they should, because they're doing amazing things in the air. We forget that we have the most advanced Navy in the world too. Did you know that?
I had an idea.
After 22 years,
Yeah, right.
Okay, you had an idea. All right, this one's for my boy Dottie. Drew, pull up the it's the YouTube video. First one should be. Oh, I'm sorry. No, that's my bad.
The boat is Instagram.
That's right. It was an Instagram. It was so long, I assumed it was YouTube, but it is just a long Instagram reel right there.
There it is.
I love this.
At exactly 2:23 a.m. in the Gulf of Oman, the E-2D Advanced Hawkeye, orbiting at 25,000 feet, showed 52 inbound tracks rising simultaneously from the Iranian coastline. Not 1, not 5. 52 separate ballistic and anti-ship missile contacts caught in the boost phase before their motors finished burning. The Hawkeye's APY-9 active electronically scanned array radar had painted every one of them before the Iranian launch crews had climbed back into their vehicles. The operators had 8 minutes before the first impacts. They used 6 of them to kill every single one. The USS Abraham Lincoln is a Nimitz-class nuclear-powered aircraft carrier. She displaces 100,000 tons, carries roughly 90 aircraft, and has been the crown jewel of Carrier Strike Group 3 since deploying to the 5th Fleet's area of responsibility in late January 2026. She arrived at a moment of maximum tension. Iran had suffered catastrophic losses to its missile infrastructure during Israel's June 2025 strikes. Production facilities had been gutted. Launcher counts slashed. A country that once boasted 3,000 ballistic missiles was working from a depleted playbook and cornered leadership. When those 52 missiles left their tubes, the people who fired them weren't running military calculations. They were running out of options. The world's press would spend the next 48 hours reporting on Iranian state media claims of a successful attack. The Lincoln's navigation log, which showed 0 course changes and 0 speed adjustments during the engagement window, was not broadcast on Iranian television. What they fired tells the story of Iran's post-war doctrine. 28 Khalij-Fars anti-ship ballistic missiles led the salvo. The Khalij-Fars, whose name translates directly as Persian Gulf, is the IRGC's dedicated naval strike ballistic weapon. It's a variant of the solid-fueled Fateh 110, fitted with an electro-optical and infrared seeker designed to lock onto the heat signature of a warship during the terminal phase. 300-kilometer range, 650-kilogram warhead, Mach 3 at impact. It was built specifically for this scenario. Saturate American carrier defenses with enough inbound fire that some fraction of warheads punch through. Behind the Khalij-Fars came 16 EMAD medium-range ballistic missiles, liquid-fueled weapons derived from the Shahab-3, designed to overwhelm radar tracking capacity with sheer volume across different approach vectors. The final 8 were Hormuz, 2 anti-radar missiles, whose seekers home on the electromagnetic emissions of ship-based radar systems. Disable the sensors. Let the warheads through. Clever theory. Fatal execution. 2:23 a.m. The Hawkeye's AN, APY-9, lit them all up before the Iranian crews had driven their launchers back under cover. The E-2D Advanced Hawkeye is often described as the Navy's eyes, which understates the aircraft considerably. The AN, APY-9, is an active electronically scanned array that simultaneously performs mechanical rotation and electronic beam steering, 2 scanning modes working in parallel, hunting different threat profiles at the same time. It detects targets at ranges exceeding 550 kilometers. It sees ballistic missiles rising through the boost phase. It sees cruise missiles skimming the wave tops. It sees everything, classifies it, and transmits the full tactical picture across link 16 to every ship, aircraft, and submarine in the strike group within seconds of detection. On this morning, the Hawkeye crew cataloged 52 tracks in under 40 seconds and transmitted firing assignments before the missiles had cleared 20,000 feet. The Iranians expected to catch the Lincoln sleeping. Instead, they handed a fully awake network 8 minutes of warning. What happened next wasn't a defense. It was a firing solution. The USS Abraham Lincoln Strike Group operates on a concept called NIFCCA, Naval Integrated Fire Control Counter-Air. The idea is deceptively simple. Every sensor in the group feeds a common picture can engage targets detected by any sensor, not just its own. The E-2D's radar data flowed instantly to the Aegis combat systems aboard USS Frank E. Peterson Jr., USS Spruance, and USS Michael Murphy, all 3 Arleigh Burke-class guided missile destroyers in the strike group. Their AN Spy 1D phased array radars, which can track hundreds of targets simultaneously in near 300 at exactly 2:23.
How crazy is that?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot. I know it's a lot of nerd talk, but I knew our audience could handle it.
And that's not even our full capability. That's not even half.
That strike group. That one carrier had a loadout of 90 airplanes on it.
Yes.
That's half of the Iranian Air Force.
Used to be.
That's true.
Touche. Oh
man,
it's so crazy, and that's what they'll tell us. You know, what I mean, who knows what they're really capable of, and it's not a bad tactic. I get it. I get why the Iranians think that would work. Hey, we'll just overwhelm them with 52 in the air. A couple will sneak by.
Not one.
Not one. Not one. They didn't even get to full cruise altitude, and they've disseminated the information to every ship. Every ship automatically gets its own target, and they take them out. It's just, it's amazing. And what really, there's two things that really kind of showed me. I don't want to completely underestimate Iran either. I mean, those missiles that they were talking about, I mean, those were some high-tech missiles as well. That they're no slouch. They're just no United States Navy.
No, whatever they have was either reverse engineered from our arms that we sold to the Shah, previous king, or the Russian stuff they gave them. But like you said, they don't even come close. And the funny thing is, these clowns don't even realize it.
Right? I know. Like you know, you better hope that gets through, because if it doesn't, we knew that point of origin was, and something's coming back. Like at some point, and this is an honest question. When you annihilate so many of their ships, when you take out so many of their aircrafts, when you kill so much of their leadership, at what point as a military does it just become a suicide mission and you just start ignoring orders? I mean, the guys on the ground, like I don't take war lightly. Like you were killing people, and right now it's kill or be killed. But at some point, as fathers and husbands, and it's a war that you can't win, do you go, no, I'm not going to do that? If it's clearly not yet, but it's got to be coming. It's got to be coming.
And what's sad is a lot of these people. Iran has a conscription system where you have to serve the military for 2 years. So a lot of these people that are getting killed are just normal people that are just serving their 2 years. They're not part of the cadre. They're not part of the officer corps. They just happen to be at the wrong place at the wrong time.
So that brings us to our next subject. So if Iran can't really do any damage to us, who can? Well, apparently Kuwait can. And I'm glad we can laugh about it a little bit, because because
everybody's okay.
All 6 crew members are okay. But if you guys haven't heard, we did get 3 F-15s. That's right, 3. And I made some phone calls about this because this isn't my forte, but luckily I know a few people that it is their forte. There was some initial reports that it was friendly fires, as in our own air defense systems. That would have sucked, but it wouldn't have been the first time. That I believe that happened in the first Gulf War. I believe we shot down 2 of our own airplanes. It does happen, especially when you have that many air defense systems out there trying to protect yourself from all those 52 missiles barrage coming in, and you have as many as our airplanes flying back and forth. That's usually the most dangerous part of this mission, because we're so much better than the enemy. Friendly fire becomes really one of the highest risk. I really equate this to ground troops. When I was in the Q course, they said one of the most dangerous thing during a patrol is friendly link up, coming back into friendly lines. And we kind of forgot about that in Afghanistan because we ruled so much and it was open. But if you really think about it, if you're in a patrol in Vietnam and you can't see into that brush, and if you can't raise comms, because comms are shady, trying to re-enter and without comms and getting that friendly link up is dangerous. And I actually realized that in Afghanistan once, and we were trying to save some infantry guys who had a really bad day and were shot up pretty good. And my ODA had to go down there and save them. They took some pretty heavy casualties, and I had their ComSec, I had their frequencies, or so I thought. I could not raise them on the radio, and we're trying to link up with them in the middle of the night. And these boys have already had to bury, essentially, not bury, but they'd already had to put their buddies in body bags, and they are ready. And trying to link up with those guys, I was like, man, this is how it ends. I'm going to get shot. It was one of the riskiest things I ever did, to be honest with you. So this is how it happens. One Kuwaiti F-18 took out 3 of our F-15s. It absolutely should not have happened. It's from talking about it, the F-18 is just a superior aircraft. And they're like, yeah, the F-15s are not made for this. The F-18 is just superior in every way. And basically what happened is Kuwait just freaked out. They saw 3 blips on the radar coming back from a mission, and they were scared that it was, the reports I'm hearing is they were scared it was enemy drones. And flying in a formation, enemy drones, they had taken those kamikaze drones, and so they just sent it. Here's the problem with that, and this is why I say it's unforgivable. No, I don't use the word unforgivable. It's because thankfully no one died, but it was a avoidable mistake. The Shahed drone that they've been using flies at about 100 to 120 miles an hour. You want to know what an F-15 cruises at? 525 to 570 miles an hour. You can just use the speed alone and say, something's not right. And now this is a little bit more opinion based, because I get this. When you're coming home from a mission, you're thinking you're good. They're back in friendly lines. Like they're thinking they're good. So to have something pop up on their radar coming from the wrong side, they have to be thinking, this isn't right. Like it takes them a little bit to understand, like, because it makes no sense. It makes no sense. I'm sure it made no sense to them. And it was just an unfortunate incident. I'm glad. Here, we have LNOs everywhere. We have coordinating line. If we don't have a person standing in their talk, which normally we do, they definitely have a direct line of communication to deconflict this. They just chose not to deconflict it. I don't know why, but that's war. And luckily, all 6 of our people are fine.
And one thing that was surprising to me, which I didn't understand, beside the speed that you talked about, the Shahed drones are about the size of this TV. Right. And the F-18 and the radar signatures on those are very, very different. I mean, the blip you get on the radar of... So I really don't understand how they got that confused.
I've heard other reports saying they thought they were drones. They thought they were even incoming missiles. None of that makes sense. A missile lobs, so you could just... They track everything about this. They track its speed. They track its trajectory, its rise, its fall. They could have easily understood what this was, but I believe they just freaked out and sent it. We'll find out a little bit more about it, but thankfully, nothing bad happened on that. All right, I definitely want to cover that one. Oh, before we do this, do a couple more super chats. We'll take it to the break. Everyone's getting in on this. The flyboys, the Navy, our ships, even our subs. Our subs took out a frigate. Not only are we crushing their ships,
torpedo.
We took out
since World War II was the last time a vessel went down by torpedo.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. All aspects of everyone's eating.
Love it. Yeah.
Everyone's eating.
Yeah.
We even took out one of their subs, and I got to thinking, gosh, we were talking like, hey, at what point do you stop following orders? You know, like if I'm in a sub, we're going somewhere. Take it out, boys. We're going somewhere. We're hiding. We got some MREs. That's right. We're going to an island. We're going to wait this one out. There's nothing but death at the bottom of the ocean waiting for us. Get out of here.
Call me Captain Nemo. We're gone.
and the sad thing is, they weren't even on the way. They got blown up pier side. That's embarrassing for a sub.
Just in the last few days, again, Iranian sub taken down, U.S. sub gets a kill, and 16 other vessels destroyed. I mean, talk about having to lay down their arms or not fight anymore. At the rate they're sending missiles, at the rate we're taking pieces off the chessboard, they won't have anything left to fight with. And that's a good thing, because I want it to be over.
Yeah, by the time we're done, Buddhist monks could take over their country.
I hope so. But on a serious note, that was a joke. But by the time we're done, the Iranian civilians, can take over their country.
That's it.
Absolutely.
That's it.
That's what we're hoping
Persian New Year is March 21st, 22nd of each year, depending on the equinox.
Nice timing.
So the Iranian people are all hoping that by Persian New Year, we're going to celebrate.
That'd be
it
awesome. That
differently
would be
this year.
awesome. Random chat just said, Brent, all caps, so you got my attention. What happened to getting Michelle Black on? Their story needs to be told. Absolutely. That's the Tonga Tonga ambush, and Michelle Black is a widow from that. Absolutely. We are still in talks with her, and we're trying to get her on the show, and that story will be told. All right, Drew, what else we got?
Roz Dodson says, happy Texas Independence Day, March 2nd. From the great state of Texas, hats off to Austin PD on the active shooter Saturday night.
Absolutely.
Love it, getting business done, boys. K Diggs back in says, are the Kurds capable of fighting the IRGC on the ground?
What do you know about the Iranian Kurds?
Okay, so we need to be careful about this because the Kurds, you have Iranian or Persian Kurds, you have Iraqi Kurds, and then you have Turkish Kurds.
Right.
Majority of the Iranian Kurds are patriots. They don't want to be separated from Iran.
Right.
They just want to have their rights, just like any citizen would. But there is a faction of them, like PKK, that they are very Marxist ideas, and they are separatist, and they have this dream or notion that they're going to take a piece of Iraq, which they kind of did, Erbil, and they're going to take Iran's portion of Kurdistan, and they're going to take a piece of Syria and Turkey and make it a greater Kurdistan.
Right. Which would they like to refer to as Rojava.
Right. That, I'm telling you, that will never happen because Iranian people, no matter what, they are not willing to give up an inch of the territorial integrity of Iran. So that would lead into a civil war, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So we need to be careful with these separatists and the Marxist groups. And, you know, they might help in the short term, but I think they're going to be a problem.
Long-term problem.
Long-term problem.
Or could be. Could be. Yeah. I agree with that. I'm a big fan of the Kurds. I believe, and this is what I mean by that. Yes, I know they want their own country. Most people in that situation would. So I understand their plight. For me, when it comes to Syria, the Syrian government could not control it. The Syrian government lost that land to ISIS. The Kurds took it back. So to me, you spill your blood on a land and regain it, then it's yours. That's how it's been since the beginning of time.
Right.
So, but to come full circle and to say what I mean by this is, I hope they don't, because if they do, if the Iranian Kurds do get involved with this and spill blood, then I would agree, because that's how it kind of is. Then they have it legitimizes their right, whether it legalizes it or not. I'm just saying it legitimizes it. But if they stay out of it and the Iranian people end up taking back their own land, then it just takes that complexity out.
But I think what makes Iranian Kurds a little bit different from all the other Kurds in the region, they've been part of Iran for almost 2,500 years. Wow. So they recognize themselves as Iranian or Persian first, then Kurds.
Okay.
You know, we have a lot of different groups. We have Baluchis, we have, you know, Turks, we have Persians, we even have Persian Arabs in south of Iran. But they've been part of the Iranian, they've been under Persian umbrella for so long that majority of them are patriots. They don't want to separate from Iran. They just want their basic human rights, just like all the other Iranians.
Yeah, that's awesome. Love that you're here to give insight like that. What else we got, Drew?
Thirsty Salt says, Iran's game plan is to damage the future of the American economy. All the Gulf states they've attacked are the ones pledging billions of dollars to our AI projects. AI currently makes up about 30% of the S&P 500 and growing.
Yeah, I agree with that statement. But random kamikaze drones aren't going to do anything. I mean, it's the why. I agree with that why. It's just, but knowing that there's not going to be any movement, any insight to that, that's where it becomes silly.
But the fact that he would talk about the shooting the neighbors. I mean, look at the targets that Iran's been hitting. Right, you're talking apartment buildings, embassies, airports. Those are the types of targets that they've been hitting. Now, you can't say they're accidentally hitting all of those.
That's what terrorists do.
Way too many.
That's right.
And too many people on the left, get a clue. Look at how they're responding. Look at what they're lashing out at. That tells you what kind of people they are, and they cannot be trusted with those kinds of weapons.
And again, I want to make it clear that we live in this war that you can't trust. I almost hate to say this. You can't trust either side. And what I really mean by that is you can't trust anything Iran says. And then what America says, ground truth that comes out isn't always accurate when it's returned in a short period of time. Like it takes time to really find out the truth. So, and I can't believe anything on social media. I just can't. Like AI is so good these days. My biggest fear is one time playing a video and calling it truth, only to be suckered and be like, "Oh, that was AI," and look like an idiot. So this whole thing revolves around the girls' school that was bombed, and that's horrible. And when we were fresh, when that first happened, we took some questions like, that should have never happened. Like that's evil. Like that's on America. And then you come to find out, well, hold on, because we don't bomb schools. Of course, we may not have known it was a school. They may have done something like shoot from a school because they do things like that. But then the reports come out that it was an errant Iranian missile.
100%.
That happens
hit the
a lot.
school.
100%.
And that would make more sense. So I don't want to say that is the ground truth, but that would make more sense, and I hope that we learn more and that gets confirmed.
That's what happens in Gaza all the time. Hamas, which is Iran supported, there are things that go on down there, and there's a school that was accidentally hit with a rocket, and because they store their rockets in schools,
right?
And then they blame the explosion that it was a Israeli attack. That happens all the time.
I 100% believe it was the IRGC that hit it, and I 100% believe that it was an accidental.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, a week before, I don't even call it a war, I call it a rescue operation. Before this rescue operation started, I sent
I like that.
Yeah. I put a message to the Iranian people on Instagram warning about this because I knew
it's in the playbook.
It's in the playbook.
Yeah.
I told them that don't go to the government shelters. Don't send your kids to school. And there was a couple of other things. And I knew they were going to do it. Yeah. I knew it. And as soon as that thing came out, I said, this is an inside job. Right. And it wasn't an accident because they want the international, they want I don't know if I can name any CNNs of the world.
You can name anything you want.
Because they're going to eat that up.
Right.
BBC, CNN say, oh, look, this is an unjust war. We just killed 170 girls. No, we didn't.
Yeah.
No, we didn't. That was IRGC 100%.
I love that. Again, great having you here because this is what I love. You bring a lot of validity, a lot of things that we've said, and that and some of it that we feel like I get my opinion from other sources, but when you get to hear it from someone who is born there, direct ties there, grew up there, it carries a lot of weight. So I really appreciate you flying in so fast from the last live to here, and you're here all the way from California. I love it. What else we got, Drew?
Neil Conway says, salute to you and Nate. Diversity of thought is what makes us stronger and smarter. This is a time for serious men to have honor and respect for each other and to stand for a stronger country.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Love it. Good words.
And with that, now is the YouTube and the Marine, if I remember right. Drew, I hate it when I get it confused. So let's dovetail that with this video. It's not very long, so be ready, Drew.
America does not want to send its sons and daughters to war for Israel. Your inability to name that shows your ineptness as leaders.
Yeah, so that just happened. And as I learned right after watching that video, not only is that man a Marine Corps veteran, but he's a current Senate candidate for the Green Party out of North Carolina.
That's it. When I found out he was a Senate candidate, that's a publicity stunt. That's what makes it even more shameful.
Yeah.
Don't you get dressed up in your Marine uniform and come protest? Now is not the time for this. Now is not the time for grandstanding. You got American lives at stake. You think just because you get in your Marine uniform and go crash a hearing that Americans will be like, oh, hold on, this one guy pulling a publicity stunt. Pull all the boys back. Pull them back. No, this bullet's left the barrel. It's support it. And if you don't like it when it's done, have your say. But if we can't unite over removing one of the axis of evil off the map, it's not a good look. And that was a selfish move by that guy. Selfish.
Sergeant Will says, love you boys. Much respect and support. Thank you, sir. Griffith Girl says, that's insulting. It's me, a girl watching, one of the few. Been here since the other podcast. I've learned a lot when you mention boys. Know I'm here.
Love it. Thank you, ma'am.
We do like it.
Thank you for your support.
Yeah, when we say boys, it's kind of like when we say, what's up, guys?
Yeah.
And the girls are in the room.
For sure. Shame your boyfriend for not watching.
Bryce says, beer money for the boys, 2028 Civil War 2.0, with how things are going, or just keep edging the people with peaceful protests. CW 2.0 would not be bueno. No, yeah, Civil War.
No, it wouldn't be. It wouldn't be. Plus, one side has all the guns and knows how to use them, and the other side isn't sure what gender they are. So it wouldn't. This wouldn't be the old CW.
Yeah, that's why there is no Civil War.
Yeah.
And we're happy about that. We're happy for that. Wiley back in with the 200 says, Donnie Kubide?
Yep.
Bard or Sultani? Rock on, brother. Thank you for your service.
Okay, so what he's talking about is the three type of kebabs that we have: kubide, bag, or sultani.
Okay.
Wiley Cody's a cultured man.
Yeah.
He's a man of culture.
He was cooking last time, last Thursday night.
Even though I love all three of them, but we all know real men only eat kubide.
Donnie has spoken.
I like that. Nate the Great says, first time on the live. Here's some beer money. Man, thanks for showing up. Appreciate it. T Chamber, thank you very much. The Gourmet just jumped on me.
I saw it jumped on you. See if it's that one. Yeah, it's that green one up top.
It's that green one up top.
Hey, I thought it was that. While we're doing this, I almost hesitate to do this.
I got it.
But I would do it to anyone else, and so it's not being petty. I know it's not being petty because I've done nothing petty in the last 4 or 5 months. I hate that I even have to start it with that, but that's true because everybody loves drama. And so, speaking of vet drama, I did the episode. It was a real quick, like 15 minutes on Malibu Max Fit. It's one of those. Are you aware of this guy?
Yeah, me and my wife just watched it.
Okay,
that episode that you did.
And again, you know, to summarize the 15-minute video, I've been blamed for starting vet drama. There's been vet drama since there's been wars, by the way. And I said, well, I'd like to think I started something more like vet accountability. And I said, hey, that's what we've wanted. That's what we wanted Tim Kennedy to do. That's what we wanted Rob O'Neill to do. And both of those videos, I ended in saying, hey, just apologize. all is forgiven. We all make mistakes. And people are out here saying, I won't forgive him. He only apologized because he got caught. Well, here's some news flash, and maybe it's just me, but I think almost every apology I've ever given was because I got caught or because I told I was wrong and someone proved it. I mean, that's just how the world works, you know? No one just in the middle of something. I just said no one. It's very, very rare. So, and I've had
it's not what's usual.
Right. It's not what's usual. Yeah. That is very normal for someone to apologize after they got caught. What's important is that he apologized, and it didn't take some 2-month long process of proving it and like him just being absolutely cornered. Within 24 hours, the guy gives what seemed to be a very heartfelt apology and said, I'm sorry. That's what we've always wanted. It's what we've been asking for. We get one vet who has no special operations background, who's not the man. This guy apparently is more courageous than the other 2 special operation guys that I mentioned combined, because he actually had the dignity to do it. Why wouldn't you respect that? It drives me crazy. There's another podcast that said that this is what they're about. Let's play that clip and let's see what they said.
Thing too is Anti-Hero did it to itself, but the podcast went down a negative path of, you know, calling people out. It became the everybody was like, oh man, your video got 330,000 views, and it's like, that wasn't a video of anything we're doing productively, positively. It was all negative.
Yeah, that's what sells, dude.
And unfortunately, that energy stayed back on the podcast when we are actively trying to go a more positive route. Okay. I'll give y'all someone to hate until, like I said, until the fat's trimmed off, and then, you know, it'll go back to me. But, you know,
that's enough. I don't know what he's talking about. You'll give someone to hate, but what he just said there was, it was negative. That negativity stayed with the podcast. There was nothing negative about veteran accountability. That's not negative. Nope. And he said that he wants to go in a new direction. Well, it hasn't been that long. Drew, pull up Instagram. I think it's the very last thing, or one of the last things. Right there. That meme right there. Dead grunts watching you forgive Malibu in less than an hour. And then making fun of people for saying actual accountability. Making fun of people that says so refreshing. Making fun of people that says Malibu's forgiving. Making fun of people that says he owed up to it. I guess he forgot his promise of a more positive message. It's disappointing. I'll just tell you that.
It's pretty simple just to step up and let everybody know the truth.
Give it to him, Maggot.
Yeah. Again, it's what we called for. We got what we asked for, and now we're upset about it. I can't, again.
We're acting like liberals.
Right. And guess what? Guys in the comment section, let me know what you think. But again, if a guy apologizes about it, we're just gonna keep beating on him after he apologized. I mean, what's the positivity in that? I don't understand it.
And his apology was way better than Tim Kennedy's.
I wouldn't even call it an apology.
Which was, I'm sorry that I might have messed up everything that I remember that I wrote in a diary, but I didn't get it right. I'm sorry, I made a mistake.
Absolutely.
That wasn't an apology.
It takes a lot of courage to come out and apologize. I mean, you try to apologize to just a group of your friends. Imagine how hard that is, but multiply that. He came out, I think he has like 2.5 million.
Yeah, 1.2 last I saw.
That's a lot of people. So it takes a lot of courage to come out and say, hey, I messed up.
You know what's crazier? We won't forgive that guy. Well, apparently they won't. I've forgiven him. And for this, the other people we called out literally used their lie as their focal point for money and fame and success. Their lie was the message. It was the vehicle they used. And it's not even debatable. Their lie was everything to their success. Malibu's lie, go again. I said it in my episode. I didn't even know he was a veteran. His whole fame is based off of positive message. He doesn't talk about being a veteran, and all the videos that I saw, that wasn't the focus of it. So it's not like he used that as its sole purpose to drive it. Yes, it was up there. Yes, it was talked about like to some degree. I'm not justifying it by any means, but I'm saying it's so different. His crime is not the same. It was lesser. It was lesser if you're comparing the two. I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying it's lesser. It's lesser, and he apologized, and it's still not good enough. No, I'm not.
I have something to apologize for. Apparently,
they won't forgive you.
My daughter,
you got caught.
My daughter is watching this live, and she just texted me. She said, "Dad, that was me that watched the video with you, not your wife." I'm sorry, honey. You're right. You're absolutely right. It was you that was in the car. Yes. Thank you.
You look so much
baby.
like your mom.
I love
she
it.
does.
All right, you got us back on schedule in the super chats, Drew.
Yeah, buddy. The Gourmet Forge says finally figured the super chat thing out. Beer money for the boys. Thank you, brother. Thank you very much. Let's see. We've got Move Forward, $2.
Okay.
He must be doing that because Bravo Cigars and Bourbon Con Coffee are 25% off this week for St. Patrick's Day. Go to frcc.shop, get 25% off. The best cigars. The Bravo is delicious. If you haven't had it, you haven't lived. All right. Drunk Christian says, for all the Christ haters in the comments, you can't kill the locusts. You're about to FAFO, or is it FAFO?
I think it's FAFO.
Is it FAFO? I don't know. Refuse the mark of the beast. All right.
All right.
Scott Hale, $5. I feel like this is just a correction for mistakes made by the West in the past.
We haven't been perfect. I'm not going to sit here and say that our decisions were perfect. I would argue I believe our decisions were driven by good intent, and I think there would be an argument for that.
Joe Saunders, yippee-ki-yay, says, honest question. So Komani is a name and not a title. Since 1979, I thought Komani was the elected head of the clerics. Take me to school, please.
All right, Donnie. I was going to take that answer, but I'll let you answer it.
Okay.
What you got, Donnie?
So Khomeini, it's his name. That's his right. The title is Ayatollah. So they have different levels in the hierarchy of the clergy, the Islam clergy. So he was supposed to, when he did the revolution, he lied to people and he said he's going to go back to his theological studies and he's going to leave it alone. But he just self-proclaimed himself the supreme leader, and basically the president don't mean shit in Iran. The prime minister, well, they don't have prime minister anymore, but the president and everybody else doesn't mean anything. Everything has to go through the supreme leader. So when Khomeini died, they elected this clown that we just killed, Khamenei, and he became the second supreme leader. So in essence, yes, he is the be-all.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the Ayatollah is the
Ayatollah
rank
is the,
or the status.
The
if you
status, right. They have Hujjatul Islam, which is a little bit lower, and when you get to the seventh black dawn of being an Islamic clergy, then they call you an Ayatollah.
Okay. All right. There's your answer.
Bill McNeely says, Brent, the Beach Boys up in Virginia. Solid Dudes just made a video that Americans, civilians, should not own or buy night vision. What is your opinion from the D-Boys in the great state of Florida? Free bird, $20.
I don't understand why Americans should not have night vision. I will give you my what I base that opinion on, and it kind of goes back to the Second Amendment.
Yep.
We were to be armed so we could, as a militia, so we could stop a tyrannical government. So the civilians really should be able to be armed.
And if that tyrannical government fights at night, guess what we should have?
Yep. And that is the reason why.
Wile E. Coyote back.
Hold on.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. And one more thing, and I've mentioned this before. We keep the bad guys at bay as a country because of the hundreds of millions of guns we have in this country. Okay? So China's going to be a little upset. We just took 70% of their imported oil away from them. And if they have any intentions of coming over here and doing something about it, it's those guns that keep them at bay. And do I want night vision behind those guns? I sure do. I sure do.
If you can afford it.
If you can afford it. That's
Donnie.
right. And I got a nice surprise for you. If you guys are interested in night vision, stay tuned after the gun giveaway.
A water pistol.
After the water, after the giveaway, I will. That's a little hint. I'll let you know how that correlates to our next giveaway, and I assure you, it's pretty freaking cool, and I can't wait.
Looks a little bit like something on his desk. Donnie, I got a question. I might know the answer to this, but I want to hear it from you about it. How well armed are the citizens of Iran?
Not armed at all.
Yeah, that would help out a lot at this point, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Are you saying tyrannical governments do not want armed citizens historically?
No, there is no such thing as Second Amendment in Iran.
Police state versus free state.
Right. And that's why we protect our Second Amendment.
Absolutely.
And that's why we have night vision.
That's why we need night vision. That's right. All right.
Let's see. Wiley back in again. I love you, brother. Thank you so much for the love. Stairway to Freebird for the outro.
Stairway to Freebird.
Okay, Freebird live, Oakland, 1977.
Oh, we got very specific with it.
I love it.
Live Oakland. I'm sure it's on YouTube.
For the win.
1977. Got the year and everything.
That's a great year.
The man knew what he wanted.
Yeah.
The man he knows what he wants.
That's it. It's the year Delta Force began.
That's right. It's
the year I was born.
It's a good year. Well, for the most part.
It's the price of our camouflage cigar.
That's right.
Drunk Christian for the C note. Christ is King. John 3:16. That's it, man. John 3:16. Well, for $100, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. Hushed 13. Danged if you do, danged if you don't. The whole thing sucks.
I get that sentiment.
I get it.
To be honest with you.
I get it.
Yeah, I get it.
Dwaz says there should be a FAFO line of cigars with pics of the people the U.S. has taken out so far for a freedom line that remembers the warriors we lost.
I get behind that.
Like that. Thomas Melvin. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you. Where can I buy some cigars?
Funny you ask. FRCC.shop has the best cigars.
Yeah, 25% off Bravos, which are really, really good.
Use the promo code Tier1. Get 15% off anytime you want. Do it for you.
What's
guys.
that, Megan?
The playing cards. Wasn't there playing cards?
Yeah, the HVT playing cards from Iraq.
Yeah.
What about them though?
My wife.
Just a fun fact.
They had the people's pictures on it, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Get in that microphone, buddy.
He's scared of the microphone.
Get into it. There you go.
My wife just texts me. She wants me to make sure that I let everybody know that Leonard Skinners are her cousins. She's not bullshitting.
Are they really?
Yeah. My mother-in-law and Leonard Skinner's mom were first cousins. So that would make would make my wife.
They're in the tree.
Cousin.
That's right. They're in the tree.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Is that a fun fact?
That's a fun fact.
Fun fact.
You gotta say fun fact first, honey.
There you go, honey. There you go.
There you go.
All right. Ending song, War Pigs, $10. Sabbath salute to Marine Sergeant Brian McGinnis for having more courage than most have shown. Salute to the fallen and their families.
All right. War Pigs. I love that song.
JROC says, Brent, have you ever considered inviting Eddie Penny on the podcast? His story is very interesting, and he has a very good testimony about coming to Christ after his career as a SEAL with Team 6.
I have. He's been mentioned several times. I reached out to another SEAL that knows him that passed on the message, and I haven't heard anything back. So I will ping him and see if he got a response. I assume if he got a response back, he would let me know, but I'll try again. Thanks, Eddie Galler.
Now, I do want to just manage this a little bit. We do have a lot of people in the room tonight. And if we do too many super chats, then we won't be able to get to some of Donnie's stuff later on.
You know, it's 9:51. That is a good time. We'll cut it for just a little bit. We're gonna do our sponsor break. Please stay tuned. We're gonna have a time to talk more about Donnie and Donnie's story. It'll be a snippet because we're gonna do a recording with him tomorrow, and you'll get to hear his whole story. But there's a couple of videos he wants to talk about. There's a couple of things specific that only someone from Iran would know with his insight, and that's why he's here. He's done a gracious job of holding himself at bay with a few answers, saying, "Hey, I'm going to get to that," and I appreciate that.
And after last week, he got here as fast as he could. He did. That was amazing. He's like, "You guys should have me on." We're like, "Okay."
He called you during the live, didn't he?
Yeah, that's the phone call on the live.
Yeah. So,
all right, Drew, what are you answering phones on the live for?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then after I hung up, you're like, "Oh yeah, that's the Iranian guy."
22 years U.S. Navy, and he's referred to as the Iranian guy.
Yeah, getting no respect.
All right, take us to break, Drew. We'll be back with Donnie's story. Stay tuned, guys.
We are more than makers of steel. We are brothers in craft, bound by purpose and forged in pride. Every blade we shape carries the weight of the hands that built it and the hearts that will wield it. Brotherhood Blades stands for those who refuse to quit. The protectors, the workers, the doers. We forge with integrity, we carry with pride, and we stand shoulder to shoulder with those who live by the same code. Brotherhood Blades, forged in freedom, carried with honor.
If you've ever been to any of my tactical training classes, then you know how adamant I am about the use of white light and the importance of a quality, high-powered tactical light. That's why I use cloud defensive tac lights. You can't hit what you can't see, and neither can the bad guys. Clearly identify your target and simultaneously overwhelm his vision with hundreds and even thousands of lumens. Get serious about defending yourself and your family. Go to clouddefensive.com and use promo code Tier1 to get 30% off your order. That's right, 30%. You won't find a better light than this, and you won't find a better deal than this.
Revenge is an act of passion. Vengeance is an act of justice. Injuries are revenged. Crimes are avenged. Almost a century ago, big pharmaceutical companies re-engineered medical school curriculum and faculty with one goal: putting profit before progress. Anyone pushing back against the medical matrix they carefully crafted was threatened, silenced, censored, financially ruined, or worse. They are the problem. We are the solution.
You're clear to engage. Initials Mike Juliet Alpha. You're clear to engage with weapons. You're clear to engage with weapons.
The one of them getting run over.
Hello, guys. How we doing? We're getting situated back in here.
All right.
We'll figure it out. We're back on.
We are back. And I'm not just trying to tease it out, but please stay tuned to find out who wins that and to find out what amazing thing you can win next. I know for some of the overseas listeners or Patreon members, you may not be able to win that, but the next thing you will be able to win, and I'll be able to talk about it. And I can't wait to get my hands on it. It may be disappointing when I get my hands on it, but I don't care. I'm just excited to find out. I've always wanted to, and I'm not only going to find out about this product, I'm going to turn around and give it away. All right, this part of the podcast, Donnie didn't come all the way out here to answer a few super chats. Again, we're going to go into a deep dive of the story. It's very relevant for what's going on right now. But I did want to give an opportunity to talk more about his story, more about his insight, and really give the floor to him. He sent some videos over. And again, I want to preface it with this, and it's not to be taken lightly, and I get it. I have proven why American interests alone are the sole reason to do this. It's, and everyone can be emotionally involved where they're from and in different things. But at the end of the day, I don't have to tell you, Donnie, you served 22 years in the United States Navy. It's America first.
Absolutely.
But we have proven already from the last episode and things we've talked about already today, this is an America first mission and should be done. But if there's other things that also justifies the mission, it makes it even more courageous. It makes it even more altruistic. It just does, So we can't talk about this war without ignoring the plight of the Iranian people. You can't. It is still part of the story.
Absolutely. There is a reason the rest of the world looks up to us. There is a reason that the rest of the world looks at United States as the beacon of hope and being righteous and honorable. And we're going to watch a couple of things. And as we're watching this, I want you guys to put yourselves in the shoes of, imagine if that was your daughter. Imagine if that was your wife. Imagine if that was your sister. And tell me that any honorable man or any honorable human being wouldn't help.
Yeah. Absolutely. Drew, let's pull up that that first video to show the type of government that we're talking about.
Brent, real quick, want to ask, is it too late to join Patreon for the drawing?
No, they can still get in on this.
There is. If anybody wants to get in, you're able to do it. Okay, here we go with the video. First one, okay?
Yes.
Here we go.
So,
whoa.
This is on the second line of the protest. And I want you guys to realize they killed over 50,000 people in 16 hours. Just think about that for a second. Over 50,000 people. The real numbers haven't come out yet. We think it's a lot more than that, but it's at least 50,000 people in 16 hours. Because when the Crown Prince asked the people to come out, it was January 8th and January 9th. And he told them to come out from 8 o'clock to about 12 o'clock at night. So the first night, they killed about 20, 30,000 people because people came out in millions. And the second night, they killed about another 20, 30,000 people. And they have arrested hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people that are still in jail today. And what they're doing to those young girls is unimaginable.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know if I can even say what they're doing to them.
well, I hate to say, for a country with a First Amendment, there's a lot of things that we can't talk about.
Right.
And I hate that. Heck, I can't even say the word of what we're giving away. And that's another, and that's the Second Amendment. So we're not perfect by any means, but by doing things like this, that is good. It is good for the world to remove a tyrannical ruler who kills his own people by the tens of thousands, that oppresses young women, that brainwashes young men. It has to be done.
Absolutely. Can we look at the second one?
Yep.
Drew?
Yes, sir.
What started that?
This is on one of the nights that the people came out, and
she was out when she wasn't supposed to be.
Yeah, she was just protesting. She was peacefully protesting, asking for her basic human rights, and they caught her on one of the side streets, and this is what they did to her.
Well, this is crazy because I didn't know. Again, I didn't know this was going to tie in. Drew, go back to the other Instagram, if you will, first responders. Right there. Yep.
Where do you think would be better for women, Iran or America?
I don't think America's quite good for women when we look at how we handled Epstein files.
You have the freedom to follow whatever religion you want, including none at all. And you're gonna walk around and try to tell me that this is a worse place to be as a woman than Iran.
Yeah.
Yeah? What do you think is happening in Iran to their women? Do you think that place is a good place for women?
I think women have their right to choose about where they want to live and about what they want to follow.
In Iran?
In Iran, yeah. I think that people have misconceptions about religion, especially with Muslims.
Great camera work.
Yeah, for sure.
Regions.
I was not expecting you to be so pro the Ayatollah and pro dictator.
Well, yeah, we have a dictator in our own country.
I have a challenge for you. We will buy you a one-way ticket to Iran.
Take it.
Wait, really?
Would you go? Would you take that?
Yeah.
Are you part of the LGBTQ community at all?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to go with her? Do you want to bring your boyfriend?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay, very cool.
I could get behind that.
Donnie, how do these people make you feel when you see this in America? I know what I want to do to that type of person, but how does that make you feel, being that you fought for this country?
Yeah.
And these Americans who have had everything handed to them, they've never experienced any type of oppression, and they sit there and say stuff like that.
At first, obviously angers me, but honestly, I feel sad of how ignorant
I get that
some people are, because she has no idea what the hell she's talking about.
I know.
The worst part is a lot of it is the teachers in these schools teaching this.
Yeah, you beat me to it. I just talked about, and it's humbling to have to walk back your words for a country that I'm so proud of, and I am. I'm not saying I ain't proud of this country. It's the best country in the world. Are we perfect? No. We have our own First Amendment problems. We have our own Second Amendment problems, but we're still the best country in the world. And I just got done talking about we have to free these young men and young women in their country from being brainwashed. But look what's happening in our own country.
I think I was talking to you in the garage when all that protest started in the colleges. I remember I was sitting there, and I looked at my wife, and I was shaken to my core, and I told her, I said, honey, I've seen this movie before. This is how it started in Iran in 1979.
Yeah.
This is exactly how it started, with the brainwashed students in the universities with the Marxist ideas and romanticizing Marxism and being left.
Yeah.
And it just
said that earlier.
spiraled. And when I saw that happening in our colleges and our universities, I'm like, oh my God, I've seen this movie before.
What, you left when you were 11, correct?
Yeah, 11, 12.
But you still
somewhere
have a finger on the pulse of what's going on.
Absolutely.
Back there. How free and open is the LGBTQ LMNOP plus minus divided by community?
Well, according to Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, who was the two presidents before, he came to Columbia University and he was asked about LGBT community rights. And he said, there is no such a thing as LGBT community. We don't have gays in Iran.
This is what kills me about the, I pulled that one just because it was kind of funny about sending them back. I as soon as I liked and sent that video, it was in my algorithm, and there was 20 more videos like that. So this isn't like cherry picking one off. You could make 100 videos like that across every campus in this country. And my point is, they don't hide it. Iran doesn't hide it. So it's not like you look at these students who are getting brainwashed by their professors and be like, well, it takes someone from Iran to know this inside information. They don't hide it. They announce it for the world. And I guess their Google search doesn't work. I don't know.
I bet you can find it in less than 10 seconds. Just go on YouTube, put Mahmoud Ahmadinejad.
Oh, Drew can't spell that.
Yeah, Columbia University, and it will come up. It's the same speech that he denied Holocaust, and it's the same speech that he said, what are you talking about? We don't have gays in Iran.
It's amazing. We'll go down the list a little bit, because I don't know. I've never been to Iran. Can Iranian women vote?
Yes.
Okay.
But it doesn't matter if you're a man or woman. Your vote doesn't mean shit because it's all engineered.
Right.
They're gonna pull out whoever they want.
Right. Yeah. Maduro held elections too.
Yeah.
And he's gonna win every time.
Yeah.
All right. If they can vote, I can assume they can drive.
Yes.
No, they still can't drive just because they can physically drive.
Right.
Well,
there's a difference.
But here's the thing. These are rights that King Mohammad Reza Pahlavi gave them, and it became part of the norm of the culture that the Islamic people couldn't take back.
Right.
So it's not like they came out and say, oh, you can vote or you can drive. It was already there. It was already there, and they just couldn't do anything.
A bridge too far to take it back. Can women show their face?
Yes.
Hair?
No.
They can't show their hair? Is that the line?
No, the hijab, the hair has to be covered. The arms have to be covered all the way to the wrist. They can show their face and they can show their hands. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, but in some more hardliner cities, they do cover their face and stuff like that. Yeah.
Are there any that you know? I mean, you may not be able to speak for all of it, but you might be able to. Are there any Christian churches in Iran?
There are. Believe it or not, and again, this is because of the religious freedoms that the previous king or last king allowed. And because Iran had such a long history with Christianity and Judaism, they couldn't deny it. Plus, they know if they do anything with the Christians, it'll be a worldwide uproar. So we have Persian Armenians. All my best friends are Armenians. I grew up in Glendale, California. Was predominantly Armenian. And believe it or not, when I came here, I didn't speak a word of English, and I learned Armenian first before I learned English. So there are Persian Christians, Armenians, and Assyrians, not Syrians, Assyrians.
Okay.
And then there are a very small minority of Jewish people that they still have 1 or 2 synagogues, but they are extremely, extremely controlled. They
do the controlling. They secretly run Iran. Oh, I see.
Yeah. No, majority of them left. And again, Iran and Judaism have a long history because Cyrus the Great, we're going to talk about this in the thing.
Yeah.
He was the one that freed the Jews from Babylon and helped them go back and rebuild their temples and basically abolished the slavery. And
he was predicted in the book of Isaiah 150 years before he was born.
Right.
By name.
Right. So we have a long history, and Jewish people lived in Iran peacefully along Zoroastrians and Christians before Islam took over.
Yep.
For centuries. But now the community is getting smaller and smaller, and like I said, they can't do much. They are very much controlled.
What do you think and of course, like, so it's not, they're not going, and let me preface this. I'm not trying to walk anything back. So if anyone goes, because they're questions, I don't care what the answers are. I'm like, well, maybe they're not as bad as we thought. Because you're saying they don't have to cover their face. Women can drive, women can vote. It does, there are Christian churches there. Maybe it doesn't sound like you're painting them, as you were painting them as a horrible place before, but it actually sounds like a pretty decent place. What would you say to that argument if they heard that part of it to you?
I would say just watch that video we just watched.
Yeah.
That is the reality of Iran. Before this new revolution that happened in Iran, the last revolution that happened a couple of years ago, it was because of a girl named Mahsa Amini that actually she was a Kurd. She was visiting Tehran with her brother, and a little bit of her hair was showing. The morality police arrested her, and she died while she was in custody.
Right. I do remember that story.
And that's when started. But that's the reality in Iran. We have morality police. That is their job. That's all they do. They patrol the cities, and whoever they deem that their hijab is not good enough, they will throw them in the van and then
potentially kill them.
Well, if they would just kill them, that would be much more pain. That would be better to what they actually do to them that I can't tell you in here.
Here's the opposing views that sounds crazy, but it seems to be the reality of life in Iran. Is that sure, you can have churches, you can be Christian, but the Muslim morality police are going to patrol the streets, and you still have to fall under their rules.
Don't get me wrong. You can't be Christian. You have to be born into a Christian family. If you convert to Christianity, that's a death sentence.
Yeah.
That's a big difference.
Yes.
That's a huge difference.
Yes. If you are born into a known Christian family, such as Armenians, which came from Armenia when the Armenian genocide happened, actually a couple of 100 years before that, when the Ottoman Empire committed the genocide against the Armenians.
Oh, wow.
So we had
glad you made that distinction.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, also, I understand that in Islam, Muhammad taught that you are not allowed to destroy religious buildings. So that's why you still have churches there, because in Islam, Muhammad said, when at war, you do not destroy religious buildings, because he still respected Christianity to a point. And that's why these Muslim countries, they have churches, but those churches that usually do not get maintained, and they're not allowed to build new ones.
Exactly. And the reason they can't do that is because they recognize Christianity and Judaism as one of the Abrahamic religions that is actually named in Quran. So they can't deny what's actually in Quran. So they kind of have to accept that there is Christians and Jews.
Okay.
But you cannot convert to Christianity. There are thousands of Iranians who converted either to Christianity or Baha'i, and they were slaughtered.
Wow. That's huge. Gosh. I'm going to open it up for you guys. I want to, of course, there will be some on the of the super chats that'll be generic, but I'd like to open up the super chats to be more Donnie driven questions. This is your opportunity to actually ask someone that knows about the country directly your questions. You don't have to wonder anymore, or you don't have to have opinions about what you read or what someone told you. You can ask Donnie. Same thing we just did.
And I will answer you honestly. Good, bad, or indifference.
Jacob Geary, $200. Thank you so much for the love, man. First off, love the podcast. Second, Drew, if you get a chance, I would appreciate if you can say a prayer for my dad, Heath. He just discovered he has lung cancer and an early onset dementia. His soul belongs to God, but we would like to keep him a little longer. Third, Wherever I May Roam by Metallica. $200 for Wherever I May Roam by Metallica. And let's pray for Heath. Thank you, Jacob. Lord in heaven, Lord, we thank you for Jacob. And Lord, he obviously has a wonderful dad. And Lord, we pray for Heath. Lord, we pray that you would give him healing. If that not be your will, then Lord, we pray that you would give him comfort, give the family peace. Lord, let him hang out as long as you will allow. And Lord, if it gets bad, we pray that you take him soon so that suffering is not there. Lord, we thank you that you have solved these problems through the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ and the gospel, and that this world is not our home. We love you. We pray for Heath and the family. Amen.
Amen.
That's my biggest fear. It just is dementia. I think everyone at this age knows someone or has dealt with it.
That's hard.
We have in our family.
My mom died of that.
It's
hard.
It's the worst. It's the
my mom
worst.
died.
It's
5 years.
Yeah. I hate to hear it, brother.
Kane Corsiv says, Drew, when do we send missionaries into Iran? Onward, Christian soldiers. Well, if there's a new regime with a lot of freedom, it'll be a free state instead of police state. Yeah, the missionaries will come. But there are already missionaries there. I usually read a magazine called Voice of the Martyrs. It's really good. There are missionaries already there. There's a lot of people who do convert to Christianity. Donnie, you can chime in on this. They do church in closets and in rooms, and they go to different locations so they don't have a pattern where they can get caught. And I have read that once a year, those small groups of believers will meet in the middle of nowhere. So it's the only time of the year they can sing as loud as they want hymns to God.
That's true.
That's amazing. Gosh, again, that story right there. You want to talk about how good we have it in this country?
We have no idea.
We take it for granted
We do.
that you can go down to your local church and sing, and it's not a death sentence. People are doing covert operations to sing to their God.
Or we take it for granted that you can search for truth for yourself and believe in whatever you believe in to get you close to the higher power that you believe in. You don't have that choice in Iran.
Yeah.
So that's the big difference. So if somebody grows up in a Muslim family and do their own research and say, you know what, this doesn't make sense to me. I want to convert to Judaism. I want to convert to Islam. I want to convert to Christianity, or I want to be a Persian Baha'i. There's no such a thing. They will kill you. That is actually a death sentence.
Yeah.
Bryce says, Freebird for closing. That's another $20 for Freebird. Brent, you trained my team a bit ago, and it was great. Any advice on how to convince some of the Leo naysayers of the value to be gained with your type of training? Mission differences noted.
I hate to say it, the only thing that's truly going to win them over, and I hate to say this, it's going to take a bad day. It's going to take a bad day on your SWAT team, and either them using what I taught them to make them realize how good it was, or things that they didn't do and hopefully got away with it for them to go, we better take our job serious.
Bright Side of the Moon says, great guest. God bless the Iranian people.
Man, I love it. You know what? With the super chats, I'm gonna offer you this because you guys have been amazing. You didn't fly here first class, did you?
No.
How much did your plane ticket cost, if you don't mind me asking?
It doesn't matter.
It does matter. How much did your plane ticket cost?
$400 or $500.
All right, we're gonna pay that. Thank you, super chats. That's because of you guys.
No,
Donnie came out here on his own dime.
We're gonna pay for your flight.
You're going back Air Force One, baby.
That's courtesy of the super chats.
Yeah,
that's courtesy of great Americans thanking a fellow great American for your service. So it's not. Don't get selfish on me. It's not just. It's not just for
we
me.
didn't do it. Blame them for paying for your airfare.
That's right.
It's not us.
This is from the super chats. Thank you guys. You guys are amazing.
I am humbled. Thank you.
Just another 11 Bravo says, can chats be age locked? Probably wouldn't help keep those who are physically of age but mentally juvenile out. But dang, this chat tonight, it's been pretty hot. There's been some holy wars in the chat tonight, so it's been fun.
Know, I don't usually read the other ones because we're busy. You know, I know you get to, so you get to see it. I get to peruse it randomly. Can I take a stab at the dark? Does it have to do with Jews? The dissent in the chat?
Yeah. There's no reason for us to be going in this war either for Jews or we shouldn't be going to war just because women can't show their hair.
Okay. The women can't show their hair again. I don't have to go back over it. If that's what you're sticking on, I don't know why you're commenting on the show. It's like you're commenting, but you're not watching the show.
Yeah.
We've laid out the reasons for America to do this before our whole talk. We laid out that America first, the reason for this. But that's a great cherry on top, isn't it? To free oppressed people. Is that not a good secondary mission? But we're not claiming it to be the primary mission.
An oppressed people is what you're going to get when you've got a police state like that. When you've got a regime that is a threat to at least three-quarters of the world.
Yeah.
That's what you're going to get, that kind of crap inside the country as well.
Yeah, and let me just make one more point. You see how crazy they are? Where they are literally throwing punches at every country around them, how unstable they are. Mm-hmm. You want a country like that with nuclear weapons?
Exactly.
They've shown who they are. They've shown how unstable they are with who's making the decisions in that country. And you want them to have nuclear weapons that can touch our bases?
Or more drones than we've got Patriots?
Some people believe what they want to believe, and no logic or reason or facts are gonna persuade them, which is crazy.
And when the bases get hit by nuclear weapons from them, who are they going to blame then?
Exactly.
I know. They'll blame us for not doing anything about it.
Why don't they do something?
I know.
Are all the IEDs in Iraq, thousands of our troops killed and maimed? Who do you think that was? That was the IRGC Quds Force.
Yep. The Quds Force. You know what's crazy? Oh gosh, I got Soleimani. What was the general that we took out?
Qasem Soleimani.
Soleimani. You know what's crazy? When we took out Soleimani, everyone said good. No one was really upset about that. Of course, there's always the sect that there's nothing you can do that'll ever make them happy. Everyone knew how dangerous that man was and how many Americans he killed. And every American accepted that. You think he was a rogue warrior out there just making his own decisions? He was taking orders And if he was taking orders from someone, that means he will be replaced, and whoever replaced him is going to take orders from that same person. So it just kills me. If that strike was good, why is this strike bad? Because that strike had to do with American lives, but this one doesn't. Just be consistent, guys. That's all I'm asking. No one said we took out Soleimani because of the Jews. I don't remember anyone making that comment. I just don't. Be consistent, guys. That's all I'm asking for.
Oh, Lefouk says, late to the chat visiting my mum, but she fell asleep on the couch snoring away. And moms do that. At what point does the U.S. inventory of missiles and bombs hit a critical point that China feels they can attack Taiwan?
Well, China's going to have a hard time attacking Taiwan, seeing how we just took away 70% of their imported oil. And oh, by the way, China's not going to attack Taiwan because now when you have a president that says don't do something, it matters. Remember that video we played last week? And it was of Kamala and Biden when they're like, what's your message to Iran? Don't.
Just don't.
Just don't. Oh, yeah. They're,
Play that one again.
Yeah, they're quaking.
I'm going to bomb
that's right. The world never took us serious.
I have a longer version of that.
Yeah, why would they take us serious? Guess what? China's taking us pretty dang serious right now. So they're not going to do it. And to also answer your question, we got plenty and we can make a lot more. Just ask our boy Josh. He's out there making them right now.
You're welcome.
Let's see. RNT, $100. Thank you for the love.
Thank you.
CUCM Robert Stetham. TWA Flight 847. I was 16 when he was murdered, or he was eliminated. Never forgotten.
Thank you. I'm going to make sure on that. TWA Flight. What was that number?
847.
847.
Was that a terrorist attack?
I don't know. I'm going to find out. Well, I'll tell you right now. Was a regularly scheduled Trans World Airlines flight from Cairo to San Diego when en route stops in Athens, Rome, Boston, and Los Angeles on the morning of June 14th, 1985. Flight 847 was hijacked soon after takeoff from Athens.
Wasn't it Back to the Future that in the 80s that the doc got plutonium or something like that for the DeLorean, the time machine, and he's like, the Iranians are here. Now,
that's right.
Dottie, can you comment on that? Why back in the middle 80s were they already putting it in the movies that the Iranians were some serious problems?
Because they were from the very beginning. I mean, what is the first act that they do? They take American politicians hostage for 444 days. And if it wasn't because of President Reagan, God knows what would have happened.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, by the way, that if you're wondering, Flight 847 was seized by Hezbollah, who has terrorized this world, founded, funded, equipped, trained by Iran. Not a loose tie. Couldn't be any more of a direct tie. Hezbollah exists because of Iran. But you guys don't want to, well, not say you guys. 99% of our chat and audience understands that. But apparently there's 1% that just still doesn't get it.
Yep.
Also Hamas.
Oh, you can go down the
Muslim
line
Brotherhood.
on that.
Yeah. The Houthis.
Yeah.
The Hashd al-Shaabi in Iraq.
Yeah.
All financed by. All right. Jacob Schneider says Tucker and Dan Bilzerian seem to be putting out Iran and Muslim propaganda. Do you think, I believe that's Tucker Carlson, not you, Brent.
Oh, yes. Yeah. It took me a second.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Do you think we're focusing enough on right-wing commentators selling out to Muslim countries? I think we're focusing on right-wing commentators.
Are we focusing on, right-wing commentators like Tucker Carlson? Heck, you can go to, oh gosh, how am I forgetting? Candace Owens. Like we're beginning to have our problems on the right. This is a little bit of a new thing.
Yeah,
we had a couple.
That's not a right issue. To not support Israel is a left issue.
Right, but the people I just named are right wing commentators.
Right.
Firmly.
Yeah,
You know,
but
firmly.
they're moving though in that area.
Yeah, and I don't like that because one of my arguments for a long time has been we used to be pretty central overall, and we can prove this. Reagan, if he ran today, would still run with the Republican Party, but Bill Clinton of the 1980s and early 90s could not run as a Democrat. He would have to run as a Republican. You go down that line. So the left has moved farther left, and the right has pretty much remained consistent. But with some of these outliers now, the right's starting a slight shift, and I don't like it. I like consistency.
Jacob Schneider back in says, Brent, that Marine is married a Palestinian and has photos in those scarves and waving Palestinian flags. Once again, are we focusing enough on this issue?
I mean, I'm glad. I didn't know that. Thank you. God, I love her. I love our audience. That is a great point. And I'm not surprised. And again, we're not focusing enough on the issue because the problem, I've said it before, and the comment section can light up all at once. My problem with focusing on the Jews is I'm just trying to be giving when I say this. They may be a problem, but they're not the problem. Right now, worldwide, and for the near future of our country, Islam is a problem, and it's been a problem for a long time. And if you want to focus on something that isn't the main problem, it's going to be a huge stumbling block. It's like saying, hey, you have a massive cancer inside your body, but don't worry about that. You got high blood pressure.
Right. I mean, one thing...
I want to worry about your high blood pressure. Let's maybe that massive piece of cancer in your body we might need to focus on first.
One thing that I want the audience to think about. What is the only democracy in the Middle East?
Don't, Donnie, don't you bring logic into this.
And facts? Why would you do that?
You're going to hurt their feelings.
Would that be Israel?
The only one.
They have elections in other countries.
Yeah. They have elections in Iran too.
I know. I've gone over this before. They don't want to hear it. There are Muslims inside the government of Israel. You can be gay as you want to be in Israel, and I'm not even a pro-gay person.
And I don't support Israel over those things.
It doesn't make me anti-gay. But I'm just saying, if you took their name out of it, and this is an important point. If we gave you the blind taste test, if you will, and we said, this country does this country does that, this country does that. Oh, by the way, when we went to war with a horrible country that was part of the axis of evil, they stood by our side and supported us in that. If you took their name away from it, everyone would be like, sounds like a pretty good country to me. But as soon as you put a name to it, they change your mind. That's where the bias comes in.
I like the way you put things, Brent. You put things in a way I can understand.
Okay.
I love that. That was well done. Let's see. Spaton says, love the streams and content. I'll be picking up some cigars and bourbon soon. Cheers and much love from a Patriot in Southern California.
Thank you.
They're there.
Yeah.
Rare breed. Right Wing Nut says, Tyler's jealous that y'all are succeeding and they are tanking. Brent and Drew, y'all were the show over there.
I appreciate the kind words.
Thank you, Right Wing Nut. Michael says, little beer money for you boys. Thank you, brother.
Little airline money.
Love airline money. 0811 says, and really look at that new report about MREs.
Meals ready to eat?
I guess so. That's what I think of when I see MREs.
They all taste like shit to me.
I was about to say, I got a random question for you. Again, because we haven't dug into your story yet, but you spent some time on ships?
Yes.
I know it sounds like a silly question. There's a small sect of the Navy that doesn't spend a lot of time on ships.
Right.
I'm saying, we're gonna dig into your whole story coming up on the recording. I'm looking forward to that. Just because you're on a ship, does that mean you don't get to eat MREs because they always have a kitchen to go to? Or do you still eat MREs on a ship?
No, we steal them from the Marines all the time.
Okay. When I need a snack.
Because imagine, you're on an aircraft carrier, and those chow lines are long as hell. And sometimes when you're on a 6 on 6 off, you have to choose between eating or going to sleep. So those Marine MREs come pretty handy.
All right. That's the insight you tune in for, people.
Intrepid Moose says, Intrepid Moose says, thank you guys. Well, yeah, it's tough when there's no spaces in the words. You know what I mean?
I get it.
Thank you guys for all you do. Love the podcast.
Sanford.
You leave Sanford out of this.
And yeah, criminal high school. And I get a second chance. Intrepid Moose back in. Also, Drew gives the best customer service.
That he does.
Love it. And as I said in the chats, because our customers are the best and they served. So thank you. Right Wing Nut back in says, I throw money at this super chat like I'm at high-end strip club. Really appreciate y'all.
All right. David Hooks. Well, we'll get to David. I can't take a break with knowing there's a David Hookstead super chat coming up.
All right, Fish on Probation says IRGC, a.k.a. the I'm Really Gay C party.
They just threw C at the end of it.
Really gay C. Party, thanks.
Nailed 3 out of 4 of the letters, and on the 4th one just gave up.
No, that's a 4 and 3. I'm really gay. See? All right. That's a great. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm really gay. See?
All right.
All right. Can't you tell? All right. Percy 226 says much respect. $50.
Thank you, Percy.
Very much.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
David Hookstead, we have
love it.
A celebrity in the house says any update on all the super secret game changing weapons Iran has bragged about having for 2 decades.
It's time to use them.
I'm starting to believe they never existed, but they seem like such trustworthy people.
That is an insightful comment that I would expect from David Hookstead.
Yeah.
Guys, if you don't, he does more topical podcasts and definitely puts them out more often than I do. If you guys really want to know what's going on day to day, he puts out great content. I would dare say, sounds like a humble brag, but I do. I know a lot of people. I know that are connected. David never served, and maybe one of the most well-connected people in my Rolodex. The man, if he puts it out, you can believe it, and I love that about David. Should we give away a long piece of metal?
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm jealous.
All right, we're gonna do it.
Move out of California.
I know. I'm afraid we're gonna lose half our listeners because they're all like, "Well, I'm just sitting here to see if I won." But I don't want to give them the old, just make them wait because we are going long. So they've held on long enough. It goes to. Give me a second. You're watching the hot dog,
roll, please,
getting made. If your screen name and our Patreon is Hood Rat, goes to the level of our Patreon members, which I love.
Hood Rat, that's exactly what one of those should go to.
That's right.
The last person that should have won.
And if your email starts with J Keaton, I won't give out the rest of your email, but you, sir, have won it. But don't worry, if you haven't won it, there is more coming, and I'm excited about doing this. I'm excited about giving back. Real quick, please throw it over there. This is also because of Drew.
What?
This is also because of this man right here who helped me do it. He pushed me to do it. in a good way, you know. And I'm so glad I did, partnering up with Lion Arms to do the Tier 1 G, and that guy right there is the reason I'm able to give this away. So
congratulations, brother.
Thank you, Magnet.
Thanks for the support, guys.
Hey, if you guys don't know, we've given away other things. And,
Yeah, he's in the chat.
And is he?
It should be. Hood Rat 7.
All right.
That's insane.
The first thing he said
Where's he from?
He said gang.
That
was the first thing he said.
Where's he from?
Where you from, Hood Rat?
Hey, check your email. Check your email, Hood Rat 7. I just emailed you. Again, just bragging on him because I hate it. I feel like the core group of people I have do good things because they're good men who do good things. They don't talk about it. Magnet also won't tell you about the other long pieces of metal that we tried to raise for fallen first responders. And I said, hey, could you at least just give me cost on this thing? We're trying to raise some money for a good cause. And Magnet just gave it away. He's like, nah, I got it. I'll give it to you. So Magnet never gets to share those things. He doesn't have a platform and a mic all the time. He's got one now. And he still wouldn't
when he
say
has
it.
a mic, he doesn't always use it.
But you guys have no idea how good that man is and what he does just because he doesn't brag about it. Now he didn't give this one away to me, but that's fine. That's fine. He still helped me out, and I appreciate that.
There are people in the chat saying you mispronounced their name when you announced the winner. That's funny. That's funny. But not all is lost because we have another pretty
pull it up.
special.
This is what I'm excited about.
All right, we have another something coming. Well, something.
I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be a massive disappointment. I don't know if I'm going to get a hold of those things and be like, you guys aren't going to believe this.
Can y'all see it? I hope everything's working.
So what do I got to do to win it?
All you got to do is join Patreon. All you got to do is join Patreon. Oh, you can see the price of that thing, and that's actually not even true. It's probably going to cost me $8,000 because there's a Alibaba fee and there's shipping and all that. So, Drew, scroll down the pictures. Hey, I mean, this is the pictures they're showing me. That looks like white phos right there. It goes down, battery pack.
Damn, they sell stuff like that on Alibaba?
It looks legit. And for that price, it's right on that borderline price that I feel like it's too expensive for anyone to ever take a chance on it. But it's cheap enough that it actually might be good, being a Chinese product. I don't know, but we're going to find out. I want to know.
What if it goes to somebody who doesn't have a helmet?
Oh, that's a good question. Drew, bring it back to me for a second.
Uh-oh. He's thought of everything, folks.
I have. Hey, you guys might have noticed that helmet that's sitting there on the desk. It's an airsoft helmet, and I just wanted to try it out. It was like $100 airsoft helmet with the ear pro that attaches to it. And so that's what's, because I have to have something to carry the nods with, and I assumed whoever got them, they're probably gonna need something. The whole setup. They're just gonna. I don't want them out there just holding their nods. So you're gonna get that whole setup: the helmet, the nods. I'm gonna do a full review on them. I'm gonna do an unboxing. I'm gonna tell you exactly what I think of them. Delta Force reviews, Chinese panos. I think the video itself is gonna do really well, to be honest with you. And when I'm done reviewing it, I'm giving it away to you guys. So I ordered it tonight, and it should be here in 10 to 14 days. As soon as they come in, you guys will see them. So I'm super excited about that. And we're not done yet. After that, we have a smaller thing. That's Magnet's also helping me with. It's going to be like black and it's going to be like a black and gray tiger stripe.
Stripes.
Going to throw a red dot on it. Going to throw a Timney trigger in it.
And all you need to do is join the Patreon.
That's all you got to do. Again, it's not even a two-step process. It's not like join the Patreon and then sign up. You just join the Patreon.
And in the Patreon, you've got the Tier 1 community. You've got fitness forum. You've got a weapons forum. You got a weapons expert answering your questions. I mean, you got behind-the-scenes content. So you're getting stuff for your Patreon, plus a chance to win the goodies.
You get access to Phil from HPTRT if you have any peptide or testosterone questions. I mean, and the community's great. I see the guys over here all the time. They're our Patreon. If you like the guys in the super chats, then you're gonna like our Patreon. It's become its own community, and I love it. All right, that wasn't just a shameless plug. That truly was about showing you what's next, because I'm excited about that. I think that's, I don't know, maybe it's just me. I think that's super cool. God, I hope China doesn't disappoint me. What do you think?
You should put a full kit on.
Donnie, what do you think?
I wouldn't hold my breath.
I don't know.
From the stuff they sold to the Iranians with the air defense system, I wouldn't hold my breath.
All right. But yeah, China does, they do tech all right. They don't have, it doesn't have to be as good as us. It doesn't, you don't have to go to war with the United States with these things, but will it be good enough to enjoy, hunt with? I don't know. What do you...
You would be the best at capture the flag at night with your friends.
Jason, swing the mic over there. What are you thinking?
I think 90% of things that Americans get is made from China.
It's made there anyway.
For a $7,400
you like your
nod,
Nikes?
I think it should be fine.
Yeah. You like your Nikes?
Exactly. China. Some little kid in a sweatshop.
You like your iPhone? One made here.
You're welcome.
Good point. You guys like your Toyota?
Yeah, well, that's Japan.
Still, it's one made here. They're all the same.
No.
Just saying, they're hard to delineate. All right, what do we got? Let's get back to it. There, you guys. You guys know that was fun. I was really excited to do something finally after a month of build up.
Yeah,
which I don't think was too long, and give something back to you guys. That's gonna be super cool.
All right, yeah. Congratulations, Hood Rat. All right, Right Wingnut says, Donnie, people like you are what makes America great. God bless, brother.
Isn't that the truth?
Thank you, brother. I'm humbled. Thank you.
Yeah, we're looking forward to his recording. Going to get all the details of the Iran history.
Right. And that's what's great. We're not us on the right that gets labeled anti-immigrant. We've never been anti-immigrant. We just care about who comes into our country. We want immigrants like you. We just don't think every single immigrant, and especially the ones who come in here illegally, should get here. I love the fact that you're an immigrant, and it proves it because of what you did.
Thank you.
You have no idea how much I respect you, Donnie. I love it.
Brian Smith says, you fellas ever seen the video of the female reporter from Vice asking the Taliban if women can vote in the elections?
No, but I feel like I know how that's going to work.
The Gourmet Forge says, great guest, Iranian jeans, American heart, Florida hairdo, legend.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, you'd have fit right in at the Florida Man games that I just went to.
I spent 4 years in Jacksonville, almost 5.
Okay. Hold on.
There you go.
Yeah.
My wife is from Jacksonville.
Okay.
So I have some ties to Florida.
That makes sense to the Leonard Skinner comment. Yeah. All right.
Now let's see. Brian Smith. Iran had 30,000 protesters killed in January alone.
That's crazy. It's just crazy. Those were insane numbers.
It was either like 32 or 36 is what I heard.
Those were the 2 nights that I was talking about. It's more like 50, but when the real numbers come out, it's going to be more than that.
Yeah. How do you ever get to the real numbers? I mean, I guess you could if
There
with
are
the regime change and transparency.
Right.
It'll take a while.
And the treating doctors that they even arrested the doctors that were treating
That's
people.
what I heard. Yeah.
Insane. And they were going hospital to hospital, and they were doing finishing shots on people that were being treated. They were executing them on the hospital bed. And there's document. I brought footages of that. It's documented.
Look, I've got 2 decades of history with, Hamas and Hezbollah dealings with Israel. And it's the same people playing with the numbers. When they say that Israel killed so many people, they always inflate the numbers. Then it takes a third party from the UN to come in and verify, and Israel to verify, and you find out the numbers are not what they said they were. These are the same people that if they're going to kill people in their own country, they're going to make the numbers sound lower than what they really are. And you're going to have third-party humanitarian groups go in, UN go in, and actually verify what goes on, and it takes time.
Yeah, the official numbers.
Somebody got their $7,000.
Yeah, the official numbers.
I do it for 7,000 every time, boys.
The official numbers that the Iranian regime released, they said it was 3,000 people, but it was 3,000 people in one neighborhood, in one city.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's incredible. You think murderers are also liars? Huh.
Yeah.
Shocked.
Imagine that. Yeah.
All right. Dwaz says, Donnie or Brent, can you get me an Ayatollah Khomeini rookie card that can go with my Saddam Hussein rookie card? My father's from Awaz.
Which one, Khomeini or Khamenei?
I guess we got to get them both to complete the collection.
That's it.
That's right.
I don't know if Topps is selling that or not.
Logan Paul's got it. Logan Paul's got it. He's going to auction it off.
We're gonna look into that.
What's the gum taste like? All right. K Diggs says Trump said he wanted someone more popular in Iran when asked about Pahlavi. How popular is Pahlavi in Iran? Is Trump misinformed?
Good question. Great question for him.
Very, very popular. As a matter of fact, the only time that the Iranian people came out in millions is when he called out for the protest, and the only name that they were chanting was his.
All right.
So, I mean, you don't take my word for it. Just go on YouTube. You'll hear millions of people calling his name because they know his grandfather's history, his father's history, what they did, that entire family, what they did for Iran. And it's clear as day. He's the only choice right now.
Trump got it wrong. Trump, someone next to him fix it. Because if you got it wrong, well, I'll tell you got it wrong. And Donnie says you got it wrong.
Well, Trump really didn't deny the guy. He said he's a nice guy. He just, he didn't fully support him. But to Crown Prince's credit, he said, I don't want any foreign endorsement because I don't want tomorrow for people to come out and say you're their puppet.
Right. That's a great point. In fact, that might play better for him. Right. And better in general for the Iranian people.
Right.
Yeah. Even when Trump's wrong, you might be right then. That's not going to help my case. All right.
Man, the chats are cracking me up, dude. One guy's like, I'm going to make 600 different accounts at Patreon. and then after that joke about the $7,000 check, right, that everybody said, all the weirdos on online say, one guy's like, 7,000 get you a nice pair of bottoms, Chinese bottoms. You guys are cracking me up tonight. All right. Lone Star.
7K can get you 3 bags of groceries here in California.
And a gallon of gas.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, man. You got to walk to the grocery store though.
Oh gosh.
Woo! Oh, Thursday nights. All right.
It's for the Patriots.
Lone Star Oil Gas. Love you, brother. He says a $5 towards the plane ticket. Man.
Oh, thank you, Lone Star.
Love it. 2074 says, God bless y'all. Absolutely. We need it. North, south, east, west says, keep it up. Great work. And thanks to your guest.
Thanks, brother.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
From a Canadian.
All right. T-Bone.
Thank you, sir.
T-Bone says, I work with a good guy also from Iran. And he said he could never go back because of what he has said on social media. He is an enemy of the old state, at least. This is for a plane ticket upgrade. Much love. So $50 for the upgrade.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you, T-Bone.
You know what?
T-Bone's a great listener.
All right. I'm going to look into that upgrade.
So, Donnie, can you speak to that? He's talking about an Iranian here in America. And he's like, he can't go back because of what he's posted on social media.
Absolutely. I mean, they monitor everything. And if you say anything bad about the regime, they check out the Instagram, they check out your Facebook. And the moment you set foot in Tehran airport,
you're on a list.
Yep. Not only you're on the list, you're gone. They'll arrest you immediately.
That's amazing. Great insight.
Yeah, but I'm sure the prisons are nice though. You know, they probably have cable.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'm sure the prisons.
Basketball?
No, they have
Workout gyms?
They have real cables, the ones that take the skin off the bottom of your feet.
Oh, well played, bro. Like that.
Real cable.
Real cable. All right. The cable goes around your neck. All right. T.E. Key says $20 is $20.
Absolutely.
Good shite, fellas. Love the show
fellow
from Cape
Floridian.
Canaveral, Florida.
Yeah.
That's right down the road from me, bro. I live in Bithlow. All right.
Don't brag about that.
Hey, who said I was bragging? I was just giving information. All right. You don't live far from me. Oh, higher thou.
Yeah, settle down there, Pine Hills.
Also known as Crime Hill.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Actually, we don't know where you live.
You're not on the internet. Okay? You're sitting right here. Oh, that's awesome. RNT 6296 says Robert Stetham was a Navy diver on
right.
on flight 847.
Did know that.
Robert Stetham, say his name, and was murdered and tossed onto the tarmac because of his service to our country.
That's true.
Rest
That's crazy.
in peace.
Man, I forgot about that. That's
Man,
unbelievable.
thank you so much for bringing that to our attention.
I love it.
Absolutely. Never forget him.
Freebird is gaining just enough
Storm
traction.
Williams. Freebird giveaway arrange day. All right.
Yeah, I do. I want to. Hey guys, if you join the Patreon, I'm serious about this. I understand it's kind of hard, but I'm going to do something with the Patreon. We're going to do a get together. We're going to do a range day. I'm going to do something that'll try to alleviate some of the costs of that for you guys if you're a Patreon member. Whether that's I don't know, get a big old Airbnb somewhere or a range that has a bunch of like living quarters there, and we'll rent it out for the day.
Can I come to that?
Silly question. Of course. Of course.
Brent Huberty says $50 bribe for the Panos. Nice.
For a fellow Brent, noted. Noted. I like this guy. Brent's got to be one of the most common, uncommon names. It's not a very uncommon. You just don't know many Brents. I don't know what it is.
I don't want to know any Brents.
Do you know any other Brents besides me?
No.
Not a single one? Don, you know another Brent?
I wouldn't claim it.
I'm thinking.
Yeah, well, just because you have to think, that is an answer. Jason.
You're it.
What? That's crazy.
No,
It's
we
not
only
that
claim you.
uncommon of a name.
No.
We only claim you as our only Brent that we know.
I know. It's weird. Thanks, Mom.
Brent Tucker?
Yeah. Oh, by the way, just another 11B. I helped out with that smaller metallic thing for the giveaway. We're just going to redo it with our money, but he helped out with that. Justin, please, if you can, next time, I don't know, give $1 or something like that on a super chat and throw a shout out for your business, please.
Just another 11 Bravo. Dwaz says, Donnie, any word if a new ballroom is coming to Iran?
New ballroom. Is that a joke from the ballroom that we're from the White House?
Yeah.
Oh, Drew, did you know? Because there's so many things you don't know when it comes to current things. Did you know?
And past.
And past.
Yeah, it's bad.
You know it's Bike Week?
We're in Daytona?
Yeah.
No.
I'm tracking that?
I'm not cool anymore.
Going tomorrow.
That's cool.
Magnet, you going tomorrow?
Going tomorrow.
I'm trying to get Devin to go.
Let's go, all four of us.
Well, I've got a bike. You guys got a bike?
Can I borrow your bike?
Oh, that's my son's bike.
Because, all right. I gotta
You can borrow my bike.
Look at this
Drew,
guy.
Do the camera to me. I got a patch for my black leather jacket. It's an iron-on. It says Tier 1 Syndicate.
Yeah.
It just sounds cool.
You're going to get beat up.
No one's messing with somebody with a Tier 1 syndicate patch.
That's a cool patch, I'll have you know. It's an iron-on.
My mom did it.
They don't know. They don't know.
They don't know. Yeah. I'm looking. I think that's badass. I'm looking forward to it.
You're gonna put Sanford, Florida underneath it.
Why is nothing I do cool to you? Just nothing I do is cool enough for you.
Because we both give each other crap.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm Tier 1 syndicate. I'm rocking that.
I'm looking forward to standing in front of you so I don't get beat up.
I'm gonna post pictures on Patreon of my face being just fine because I'm not getting beat up.
That's fine.
Yeah, I'll let you know. Anyone else? Hey, anyone else going to Bike Week and Patreon? Let me know. We'll meet up.
Yeah.
They got the what's that? The Cabbage Patch.
Oh yeah.
What's that? The coleslaw wrestling. I want to go.
Let's go.
I
Super
go.
Dave's the host.
It's Super Dave. Okay. All right. Let us know, guys. We'll do a meetup. What else you got, Drew?
I'm texting my son.
You're good. Can't wait to see the next pew pew. But I'm in to win the Chinese quads. I love it. I love there's already momentum about these Chinese quads. I'm not the only one excited about it.
Man, just know Lem Bravo is a good dude in the chats. Good dude.
$7,400 or 74 yen.
Joe Saunders says, here's a little bit more for Donnie's plane ride home. Thanks for being an awesome guest.
All right.
Thank you,
Look at
brother.
the love, man. And then you got Drunk Christian, $300. And he's been a warrior in the chats tonight. So he says, screw you guys. I'm buying the plane ticket. All right. Just kidding. Love you guys. Oh, and Jesus Christ is King. John 3:16.
Guys, hold on. I'll make an announcement right now. I almost didn't because I was like, dang, he's going back to California. If they will let me, and I hate it, you're gonna fight me about this, but I promise you I'm going to win this. So do not fight me over that. That's right off the bat. You're not going to fight me over this. Do you agree to that?
Depends what it is.
He says yes.
Donnie, don't offend me in my own house.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I knew that would get you. Donnie's flying first class back to California.
Woo!
Wow. You're going first class, buddy.
The big chair.
If God, I say that. I hope it's available. Then I'll look. If first class is available, you're going first class, and I couldn't think of a better person to sit in first class than you. I'm excited about doing it for you.
Thank you, buddy.
So, and
appreciate it.
That's because of you guys, and I'm just sending it down the line because you're a great American. You're a great person.
Thank you.
Agreed.
Let's see. He says it's not letting me spend $500. Apparently, I hit the $500 limit already.
And if you can't, you know what we want? We want a picture of you in first class, living it up.
Yeah.
That's what we want. I want to see a big smile on your face. I want to see a lot of leg room. That's what I want.
Light up the cigar, smoke it. All right. And take the picture right before they say, sir, you got to put that out. And
At least wait till you're halfway to California. That way they can't turn back.
Right. Doors are closed.
All right. The Prussian back in. He says, I had a childhood friend named Brent. He had a hair lip. Brent had a speech impediment, so it goes with the name, I guess.
I know. At least he had a reason for his lisp. I couldn't say no good reason for my speech impediment.
No idea. When we were kids, Brent had a speech impediment, and half times my parents are looking at me going, "What did he say?" And I was like, "Some type of interpreter."
Yeah, I've been dealing with an interpreter from way back in the day.
Long before the military.
Yeah, long before the military. I've been primed for that. Thank you, Drew.
That's funny.
Broken taint, broken mouth, man.
Okay. And you know what? Go to the couch in the garage and watch it with the rest of the people.
Still pushing forward.
Drew, remind me to take him out of the live intro. Enough is enough.
Yeah, that's it. Your cartoon is gone. Max just surpassed you.
I finally start talking a lot more, and now I got to go to the other couch.
That's going to call a guy on the other couch.
Max is now your superior at the Tier 1 podcast. Let's see. Hal Arms back. All right, man. Hal, good to see you, brother. Finally got kids to sleep. Thursdays are always for the boys. Love it.
I know. I'm not upset at that, but it's a carryover, and I'm just trying to. It's for the Patriots, and that's for the girls in the chat as well. I think it's just Thursdays for the Patriots. I'm sticking with that one. That's what I want.
I like that. Puts the ladies in there. I like it. And the last super chat we have here is from the notorious, Gang Hood Rat 7 at $100. That is a thankful man right there.
Oh, man.
He says, replied to your email from earlier, Brent. Thank you and everyone at Tier 1.
Thank you, Hood Rat. You just need to do that about 27 more times to pay for your...
You're not one of the boys, Hood Rat, unless we're making fun of you.
I love it.
Just another 11 Bravo says, I tried to shower chat my business. It wouldn't go.
What? I tried to shower?
That's what it says.
Show chat? I don't know. Hey, Hood Rat, I don't know if you can slip it into the regular chats. Drew will find it. We're looking now. What state you in? Hopefully
it's not California.
I really feel like that's a good that was one of my concerns about this. I was thinking about either people overseas or people in restrictive places. It's tough to give away something that is a Second Amendment. That's weird to say. Yeah, but it is. So yeah, let us know, Hood Rat, what state you're in. I'm just interested.
Oh, I tried to super chat my business. Wouldn't go. Guardian uniform.
Oh, it's not a shower chat, super chat.
That's what it was.
Why do they do that? I don't know.
And it's the stupid.
Coyote's having a problem super chat. Wile E. Coyote is having a problem super chatting. Why wouldn't they let you super chat your business? I don't understand YouTube.
And the things I learned about showers last year, which were new to me. The shower chat sounds very fetish. So I really didn't know what to think of that at first.
This is a family program, sir. The shower chat? We're not doing that.
We don't do that.
Yeah,
you're at the wrong podcast.
That's right. That's why it was restricted. We're not doing that.
Magnet, is Ohio a gun state? That's where he's from.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good.
All right. Wait. At Brent, but not the hot one. He's in Ohio. Let me know, right. Brent, Ohio, but not the hot one. If that's is that a reference to the Between Two Guns episode when Devin asked me, "Hey, how's it to be known as the Delta Force operator, but not the hot one?"
Yeah,
you guys remember that one?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, she annihilated me on that one. That was her best one of that. She literally made me laugh out loud doing that. And I didn't know any question she was about to ask, and she just annihilated me in only a way Devin can. All right, let's go. Let's get this ready. Guys, I'm going right to Patreon after this to the general discussion and hang out with you guys for a little bit because you guys just don't know how much how appreciative I am of that community and how much it means to this podcast. Ryan Bradford just signed up for Patreon. Thank you, sir. So that's what I'm going to do. We're going to do what we always do. We'll listen to some songs on the way out. It's going to be a twofer tonight. Drew, you get to call it. We got two songs.
Yeah.
You put $200 towards one song. I'm going to play it. So Metallica, Wherever I May Roam is on there, and of course Freebird. I'm going with even though all the super chats together didn't all say this, but the main one had Freebird Live, Oakland, 1977. What do you want to hear first, Drew?
What do I want to hear first?
What do you want to hear first, buddy?
I want to hear Freebird last.
You want to hear Freebird last?
Because I'm just a skinnered man.
Drew has...
Like my friend Donnie.
That's right. Drew has spoken.
He'll do the opposite.
Wherever I May Roam. Probably there's going to be because it's on a... man, that is a 6-minute song. Guys, good news. We're going to hang out for a little bit longer. Between that and Freebird, we're going to...
30 minutes.
Yeah, we're going to be...
yeah, we're going to sing you to sleep.
Magnet? I swear to you, if you're connected to my Bluetooth, I'm going to go over there and throat punch you.
That's fine. You won't be able to hit my throat.
That's right. While they're figuring that out, guys, hey, Bourbon Pecan Coffee and Bravo Cigars are 25% off all this week. FRCC.shop. Get ready for St. Patty's Day.
Great question, Donnie. Any militia or radical groups that you're concerned with that may take capitalize on the situation?
Great question.
That's
And
a-
yes,
that is
that will be the MEK, also known as the Mujahideen Khalq. They've been the same terrorist group that helped the regime topple the Shah, and they actually assassinated and murdered 2 army colonels that were in Iran in the early 1970s, and they are waiting in the weeds to take advantage of this situation. So MEK, also known as the Mujahideen.
Donnie, you know too much. I love it.
Thank you.
I love it. We took a chance on you, and boy, did it pay off.
Thank
I love
you.
it. I
Thank
love
you.
it. Let's hang out in the cats for a little bit. All right, is this current, Drew?
Yeah, this
All right.
this is what Super Chat not read right here.
Oh, I got you. Thank you, Drew. Some of our rights apparently hurt feelings now. Man, aren't you telling the truth about that?
Well, he's probably talking about the chat tonight.
Okay. Cheaply FT6851 buying some coffee next week, supporting from Louisiana. Keep up the good work. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. T-Bone, you can't get rid of us yet. Or you can't get rid of me yet, son. Dwaz, does Spirit have first class? Just kidding. Solid question. I should have asked that before I made all sorts of promises or hopes. What are you flying back on?
I think Frontier. I came here with Delta, but I'm going back with Frontier.
We'll see what you go back on. Actually, we'll see what we got. We'll see what we got. Dom, you're staying here, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah. Me and Don get to hang out all night. Yeah.
Yeah.
Donnie's not getting rid of me that easily. Brent, when are you dropping the X-Files episode? Mr. Lindoff has a great story. That was the last one I recorded, but I love the guy so much, I'm front-loading his episode, and I'm going to drop it this Monday. It's already in the hopper. It's already ready to go. For the first time, we're up like 3 or 4 episodes. We're usually just barely hanging on, but we're ahead of schedule, Drew. Look at us.
Yeah.
Look at us.
Love it. Naturally.
DevNix007 says, I don't want Brent to read my chat.
Oh, just happened though. Sorry about that.
Alex Scott Thompson, that's too many first names. I don't trust that man, but you're in our audience, so I feel like I have to. So I'm torn. He only reads the chats of people that smash that like button, though. Dev Nix, you better smash that like button, because I already read your chat, you mystery person, whoever you are. The Prussian Brent, when you give it away a woman. Oh, if this, sir, this is not the Iranian Tier 1 version. We don't do that.
Yeah, when you heard we had an Iranian guest on, you went different on that.
Look at Donnie getting comfortable, just letting the hair out. I love it, brother. I love it. We're going to have a good time after this, trading some stories.
Yes, we will.
You better, I don't normally do this, but I feel like you already know, you better be ready tomorrow with a funny story. It's the last question I'm going to ask you, and if 22 years in the Navy doesn't give you a funny story, nothing will.
Yes.
Nothing will. Zulu Fox Golf, can we duplicate that long piece of metal? Just kidding. Listening from Indiana. We talked about this before. Hey, if you guys missed out on that amazing piece of metal, please contact Magnet from contact him at IG Lion Arms USA.
Yep.
Hit him up on email.
Yeah, lionarmsales@gmail.com.
Yeah, and you didn't win it, but you can still own it. And I'm not just saying this. It has my name engraved on it. I wouldn't put my name on it if I didn't love it. And I do love shooting that gun. T-Bone, again, if that ain't love, what is? Did you introduce Devin as your old lady during bike week? Not an old lady. DevNix007, did we cover where Donnie got those boots? #baller.
Thank you.
We're big boot fans here. I just got a pair of alligator skin boots. Ooh. I feel a little bit like a poser because of Floridian. I should have killed that to put it on my boots. I don't put that standard on everyone. What you got? Some ostrich skin boots?
Yeah,
there?
this is a ostrich boots made in Texas, and these are I think they're called Blackjack Texas with a Texas star on it.
Oh, nice.
And
you're supposed to wear those with your pant leg in the boot so you can show off the star.
Yeah,
that's what they do in Texas.
Do you want to tell me something that pisses me off? I don't know where that
they still do it in
style
Texas.
came from.
Got to show off your boots.
Yeah. Let me tell you. You know who in Florida, or used to, you know who puts their pant legs in their boots? Children.
Yeah.
Who don't know how to wear their boots.
No, it's because boots are cool. You got to show them off.
And Axl Rose from Guns N' Roses.
Well, yeah, when you're Axl Rose, you do whatever you want. But guess what? When you're Slash, you can wear a silly hat and get away with it. But if you're not Axl Rose or Slash, don't tuck your pants in your boots.
It's true.
People who tuck their pants in their boots are the same guys who will only lift the front of their truck and drive around like that. No,
I hate bulldogging. I don't like bulldogging.
Look at you, Drew. I didn't use that term because I didn't think you knew it.
Well, oh, come on, man. I'm the truck guy.
You're out of the scene, Drew. You're out of the lifted truck scene. I didn't know you. I didn't know you still kept up with it.
I'm out of every scene.
Apparently not.
Except the FRCC scene. That's the only scene I have.
Drunk Christian, pet the dog. You can barely see Max at the screen, but he gets it.
Shocking.
Yeah. Max gets plenty of pets. It's never enough. It's never enough for him. All right. Bongholio 1987. Rob and TK tuck their sacks of names like their jeans and boots. One last super chat. Do you have a favorite unit patch? Favorite unit patch? That's a good question. Do I have a favorite unit patch? I don't think I have a favorite one. I mean, I'm kind of partial to SF. It's not necessarily part of the unit patch, but nothing's cooler than an SF Ranger Airborne Arrowhead patch. I mean, the Ranger part isn't part of the unit patch, but you throw that in there, and that's the coolest patch in all the military. Trans Tim Kennedy, yo! There he is. Every video. Yo, back to you, sir. They blouse like they're airborne. I've seen Band of Brothers. That's right. That's where it should stay, T-Bone. All right, guys. We have done it. It is the end of the episode, but everyone gets a final say. Donnie, you will be last as the guest, and as a great American, you will get the final say in this episode. But send it around, Drew. Jason, what do you want to talk about besides roller skating or real estate? Into the mic, if you would.
Yeah. I just want to thank everybody for watching, and thank God for friends and family, and hopefully the Iranian people get freedom and they get what they want out of it, because there's a lot of people, the regime there in Iran, that are killing human lives for absolutely nothing other than an ideology.
Yeah.
And I think those people need to be liberated and freed, and They deserve every bit of it. And I think Americans should step in and do what we can to help your people.
Thank you, brother.
It's a twofer. It's a twofer. Why wouldn't we? There's something else that you actually reminded me of, and it's how deep your voice is. You don't get to talk on the mic anymore. It's super unfortunate with this voice that I have to be behind a microphone for a living at times.
And then you got me following him.
Yeah, I know. You got to follow him. I know. Magnet, what do you got, brother?
Free Iran, and thanks for the Tier 1 podcast.
Thank you, Magnet.
Thank you, brother.
Drew, round the horn.
All right, guys, I'm not going to talk about how there's 25% off, cigars and Bourbon Con coffee at frcc.shop for only a week. I'm also not going to talk about how cool my podcast is at Truth in the Dark, proving the Bible is true. I'm not going to talk about those two things. What I want to talk about is, hey, starting with you, let's make America Christian again, not for the sake of our nation, but for the sake of your family and for you. Let's make America Christian again. I don't want to talk about those other things.
I love it. You're a good man.
Yes, sir.
Donnie, the floor is yours, sir.
First of all, I'm grateful to you and your podcast, Brent, for giving me the opportunity to come here and be the voice of the people that deserve much better than what they've had for the past 47 years. And I can promise all Americans that after Iran is free, you'll have no better friends than the Iranian people who love America, and they've just been taken hostage for the past 47 years. And I thank all of you guys for listening and supporting, and I'm just humbled. Thank you. Thank you all for giving me the opportunity.
You're welcome, brother. All right, I got to go find this man a first-class ticket to California. Thanks, guys.